Welcome to the grand arena, where legends come to fight. Bodies clash and dreams ignite, under the neon lights. Oh yeah. Pondwater Dave, he's the voice, calling every move. Amy and Justin Davis, getting you in the groove. Oh yeah. Feel the energy, the thunder, as the crowd begins to roar. High-flying daredevils in a battle like never before. Oh yeah. From the turnbuckle to the mat, the action never stops. Talking wrestling takes you to the top. Oh yeah. Talking wrestling, it's a wild ride. From suplexes to body slams, we got it all inside. Get ready for the excitement, the drama show. Talking wrestling, is ready to throw down. Oh yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Talking Wrestling with Pondwater Dave. My name is Justin Davis, and as always, I'm joined by the First Lady of the Arn Anderson Fan Club, Miss Amy Vaughn, and the birthday boy himself, Mr. Pondwater Dave. And no, Barrett Brown is not on the show, as the intro said.
No, I forgot to update for this week's show.
That's okay. It's your birthday. We forgive you today.
I appreciate it. I've had a rough day.
Well, why? It's your birthday. How's it been rough?
I got a colonoscopy for my birthday.
You got one for your birthday?
Yeah.
That was his present.
Yeah, that's my present myself.
Your present to yourself. So how did it go?
I mean, truthfully, this was the first Tuesday they could schedule it for, and I was thinking Tuesday's a good day for me to take off work because it's my slowest day. And I was like, why not? I'd rather be knocked out and tampered with than have to deliver it to work. So, and trust me, the colonoscopy is not the hard part; it's the prep.
Oh, I can imagine.
I mean, when
For
I tell
those
you,
who
I was hungry enough to eat the ass out of a skunk.
Let's not talk about ass when you had a colonoscopy.
Man, I was
eating
hungry.
things. So, for those who maybe are not aware, what is the prep for your colonoscopy? Not as graphic as you could be, but what kind of prep did you have to do?
Well, you just can't eat. You just don't eat. You got to fast, and then you can only eat the clear liquids and broths, and then the night before you drink a bottle of this stuff that is like the strongest stuff in the world. The reason I say that is it could knock the shit out of Superman. So you drink a bottle of that, and then over the next 5 hours, you got to drink so many ounces of water.
Right. Okay.
And then you drink another bottle of the same stuff.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
For Dave's birthday, we're going to have some random drop-ins tonight. And our first one on the This Is Your Life, Dave Miller, is the great Jeff Jewett from the great Northeast. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, how you guys all doing? Hey, happy birthday.
We're good.
Thanks for popping in. I'm having a good birthday.
No worries. All right. Well, you had quite an adventure earlier today. So, little exploration.
We were just talking about it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I think we all want to know, Jeff, where's Rowdy? No.
Oh, come on, Rowdy.
I mean, I know it's your birthday, Pondwater, but
he's in my chair. That's where he's at.
Rowdy.
He's sitting in my chair.
I've got a feeling that Rowdy runs your house much like Bucky runs mine.
Yeah, that's pretty much the deal. Yeah, he's
I mean, I'm not going to pass up the chance to see a super cute dog.
Jeff's going to show us his wiener. There it is.
There he is.
Hey, say hi, Rowdy. Oh.
And
look at that.
Little known fact is Rowdy is from Mississippi.
Really?
Yes, Jeff
did not
adopted
know
a
that.
dog from Mississippi and took it
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
the
he
to the
he
frozen
can't
tundra of
he
Vermont.
can't be perfect.
Rowdy the rebel.
Yeah, he was discovered in a ditch or in a box next to a ditch, something like that,
Oh,
on a back road. Him and his other 4 siblings. He's part beagle and part dachshund.
I love it.
Okay,
Even more.
well, that
He's a
explains why he's so
rescue.
big.
Yeah, he's bigger than old Bucky there.
Yeah, he's a little.
Well, Bucky's supposed to be a miniature,
Didn't mean to
but I'm
expose
starting
him.
to wonder because
He's like, Dad.
So he's got his little beagle patch on his chest.
Mhm.
yeah,
That's pretty much the only beagle part of him.
He's precious. I love your pictures of him and his adventures. I'm pretty much a dog lover, so that's
well,
always fun to
Yeah.
see.
they'll keep us young because wiener dogs are a young man's breed.
They're a lot of work. That's why I got one that's mixed with a beagle to settle him down a little bit.
So
But
what else
Jeff-
is new with you, Jeff?
Well, nothing much. Getting ready to go to WrestleMania. Injured my back a little over a week ago, though. I've been in severe pain.
Oh no,
So-
No. What
Yeah,
happened?
age, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I just
You sat up, you coughed, one of those things, you know?
pretty much. I just started getting up in the morning. My hips were tight, and then eventually it was. Right now I've got like a nerve issue going into my foot, so I have to really concentrate to lift my right foot up each time when I step.
oh no.
So, yeah.
Goodness.
So, yeah, it's just kind of the luck I have. Anytime I'm going to do something fun for myself, something's going to happen, So, going to
Oh,
WrestleMania and I'm going to be limping around, but oh well.
man. What's
For
the
those
what are
of
you
y'all that-
looking? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Dave.
For those of y'all don't know, Jeff's me and Jeff have been friends for years. He's one of my wrestling belt friends, and in my group chat we talk daily. He's one of my best friends and one of the Sad News Bears. So
So I had to start with some sad news about my my back injury. So, I had to live the gimmick. But yeah, it's I think it's going to be an exciting WrestleMania though. I feel like wrestling's like more fun right now than it has been for a really long time.
No
yeah,
kidding.
I agree. It used to watching 3 hours on Monday night was a chore, and now I find that I'm into it for 3 hours.
Oh, I still don't do that. I fast forward through in about 30 minutes still, but that's 30 minutes more than I've watched in the last year or two. So
So, do you think he finishes the story, Jeff?
I hope so. I guess I wouldn't be surprised either way.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he doesn't, it has to be done in just the right way.
Gotcha.
It has to be, I don't think it can just be like the bloodline cheats and cost him the match. It's got to be something more than that. I think it's even got to be something more than Seth turning on him. It would have to be something big.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but I hope he finishes. I think that's the right move. I think this is the best The Rock has ever been. I'm really liking his whole thing. So
Yeah.
Mean Rock.
When I was watching him the other night, I looked at Steph and I said, he has no equal. He has no equal. He is larger. He is larger than the product. I mean, he just is. And I know that I used to really enjoy everything he did back in the day, but I'm like you. I don't remember. I think this is the best that he's been.
Yeah.
And I'm not. I mean, if he turns on the bloodline and helps Cody, I'm going to be shocked because now, even though I thought that's how it was going, I'm not sure that we're not going to enjoy the final boss for a long time as a new improved authority figure.
And
Because
I think they've gone too far in. They've gone too far in on his bad guy character. Like he's done too much to Cody for it to be like, oh, we were in on this together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, they could still do it, but I mean, it would just.
That's not creative. I don't think.
Yeah, the
right?
yeah,
I
the
mean,
believability wouldn't be there.
yeah.
I think a lot of this has been booked on the fly. It's not the original plan. But they
Yeah.
even showed a clip last night that he was beating referees with the weight belt after the way it went off the air. So the what do you think about night one though? How about the tag match? Think that they lose the tag match, so he's got the odds against him for Sunday night?
I think they have to lose. I think Cody has to lose.
Yeah.
And I think maybe it even has to be Cody losing, not
Mhm.
Seth. To really, if The Rock, or maybe what could happen is, Roman beats Cody, but then on night 2, The Rock kind of costs Roman the title, and then that kind of builds up their feud.
Is the tag match on the first night anything goes, bloodline rules, or is it just a regular tag match?
I'm not sure.
I don't think there's any restrictions. I have not heard. I don't remember that because it is whoever wins. If
I'm just wondering if a disqualification could put Cody behind the 8-ball.
Mhm. I agree with Jeff. I think that Cody is going to be the one that gets pinned on that first night to kind of, see him down and he can't believe he got beat and they're ridiculing him or whatever. And then you got that second night again, that underdog, like he is absolutely coming from behind. Bloodline rules. Everybody's out there.
I think Seth screws him, honestly. If he loses, I think my initial thing was that his title wasn't good enough for Cody. He'll get Cody for being that way. He'll screw Cody, and I think he'll screw Cody, and that's going to be what's going to happen there. That's what I've thought all along.
So Jeff, when you are at WrestleMania that week or weekend, what else? What else you are going to be doing? Like, are you going? Oh, well, yes, that makes perfect sense that Allison Faye's here.
Yeah, he's going to be doing Allison Faye.
I'm waiting for him to
that's
leave
not
now.
That's not at
He's gonna
all what
leave
I
now.
said. I was just saying other events.
All right. Yeah, I
other
gotta go.
events.
I think I'm gonna podcast I listen to all the time, The Last Fan. They're doing a little show. I think I'm gonna swing by that. That's
Cool.
pretty much the only other plan I have because I'm flying out on Saturday. Hopefully my flight makes it, and I'm flying right back home Monday morning. So it's gonna be a pretty quick trip.
So you're going to night 1 and 2?
Yeah. Well,
Awesome.
hopefully.
Yes. Knock on wood for
with
you.
the state of airfare.
I hope they
Initial
sell
plan.
cheesesteaks in the stadium. That would be awesome. If
They what?
I hope they sell cheesesteaks in the stadium. That would be awesome.
Are you going to be there, Justin?
No.
Oh, no.
But I just think that would be kind of cool being in Philly if they did that.
Well, hey, now from the TNA top 10, Andrew's here.
Caught me with a mouthful of Skittles or
The-
jelly beans. Good job
The
there, Dave.
A in TNA. I like it.
Well, I'm
Happy
hoping
birthday to you, sir.
Thank you very much, and I'm hoping
Yes,
that your
happy
travel
birthday.
goes smoothly, Jeff.
Yes.
Yeah, I hope so. It's a direct flight, and the other drawback is Allison's going to be there, so I've got a bad back, and I've got to hang out with Allison, so it's not ideal, but it is what it is.
But
I'll
it
get
is
through it.
WrestleMania.
Just
You
all
do a
over it.
lot, right? You do a lot for those WrestleMania tickets. So
Allison's like my birthday wishes today. She's worldwide. She's
I hope you
everywhere.
guys,
She was just in France.
She is. I hope you guys have good weather, Jeff. It looks like there's kind of nasty weather going through Philly today and tomorrow. I hope it kind of clears out for the weekend and you guys have a great weekend over there.
Yeah, last I looked, it was going to be like a high of 60, but a low of like 37.
Mhm.
So it's probably going to get cold by the end of the night.
Yeah, that's about as good as you can hope for Philly, though, in our April,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. Well, it's been beautiful here in Vermont, like northern Vermont. It was like mid 50s today. We've got like 20 inches of snow coming starting tomorrow night. So,
20
one extreme
inches.
to the other.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, he just
Right.
matter of facts about
I
20 inches.
know.
We get
I
the
know.
threat. Last
Ooh.
week we had a threat of violent thunderstorms, and they closed the schools and daycares early.
Mhm.
We actually just had the roof of our elementary school ripped off here today. We had tornadoes, storms kind of
Oh
roll
goodness!
through.
We're under a tornado watch right now.
Yeah, I'm actually talking to you inside a tornado right now. I didn't know if you guys knew that.
Well, I
How does
appreciate you being
Rowdy?
here, Justin. If it's not worth dying for, it's not worth doing.
That's right. Jeff, how does Rowdy handle the 20 inches of snow? Do you just have to carry him out there? Does he battle through it?
Have a balloon attached to him so you can at least find them in the snow.
Well, we've had a really mild winter this year, so we haven't had a lot of snow. So we usually, I mean, it's been like maybe 6 inches, 8 inches at the most at a time. We haven't had that big giant storm yet, so it looks like that might be coming. But yeah, so he hasn't really had to deal with it, but he'll kind of plow through it, jump when he walks.
Yeah.
You know,
One of my kids lives in
Or-
Colorado, and they're sending us pictures of. In fact, it was snowing today, and they're sending us pictures of snow up to the roof. Or she'll take a picture of the living room and snow up halfway up the windows, and
No.
but they're loving every minute of it. I don't know how Texas kids are enjoying living in feet of snow, more snow than they ever saw when they lived in Texas.
no, I don't love it.
But Jeff will tell us in the group chat sometimes it's like minus 20 degrees. I've got to go out there and thaw out the lines on my truck before I can start it.
Yeah, like airlines are frozen and stuff. But yeah, this year it's only been below zero, like maybe twice. Like, this is like the warmest winter I can remember.
Hey, Carl,
Carl the
good to hear
Baker.
from you, man. Carl Burnham in
32.
the chat. Well, thank everybody that's in the chat. We got Efren, T Weave, Willie Buck. What's up, Willie Buck?
Last week's
JD
birthday
Hoop.
boy.
JD Hoop gave me a great gift today, y'all.
It
Yeah.
was
Yes, he
nice.
did.
I'll have to get it transferred into a PDF so I can show y'all before the show's over. Coach Keith Morrison, Adam O'Neill from overseas.
Well, we're gonna see him next week.
And there's Rooster. What's up, Rooster?
So
Thank
next
y'all
week
for
is
joining
this
me. I've
weekend.
had a great birthday with. I felt so much love today. I mean, I've been trying to keep up on social media, just responding, and I mean, well over 300 well wishes from 5 different countries. I feel just
That's
humble. I mean, it's
awesome.
humbling that people would take just a second out of their day to wish me well. Hey, Tim Robinson's with us with that badass AMW belt.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Heather. Anyway,
Jeff, I know we haven't heard from you for a while. You and Dave and I were down in Top Guy Weekend, or no, what was it? Low-key Big Hog Weekend a long, long time ago.
Yes, yeah.
Anything new that we don't know been going on with you?
That you want to
Well,
share.
since then, yes.
You want to share?
I mean,
Yeah, since those days, it's been a long road. You know, divorced, moved out of my house in an apartment. Stop making me say sad news bears shit here.
But hey, you know what? You got a
Ask me a
dog.
happy question. No.
I think it's a pretty good trade. You got a dog out of that.
Yeah, well, but I lost my other dog. See,
Yeah.
you can't win here.
Damn
you know?
So
No, it's been good. You know, once COVID hit, work got really, really busy for me, and plus I lost help because you couldn't get any help. But yeah, it was just the work was so crazy that I haven't really had time to do much of anything. I'm hoping that soon I might be able to start getting back out to some of these events, hang out with you guys.
well, they
let's
announced
talk about some
Top Guy
nerd stuff.
nerd stuff.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about some nerd stuff. You got anything new in your collection?
Oh well,
For those of y'all that y'all see how I display my
see.
stuff, Jeff Jewett, I completely stole all of his ideas on how he had his man cave. I mean, but his was like, mine was
stole,
like
but then
low
perfected.
grade level stuff. His was sheet class. I mean, he is what I aspired to be. Welcome, T Weaves in the house for the TNA. We got both. We got
Oh, wow, I
TNA
didn't
Top
even know.
10 and their
Surprised.
producer, the chick in charge. Yes. But I,
Well, happy birthday.
Jeff is, thank you. But Jeff is what I wanted my collection. That's what I wanted my collection to be Jeff's collection when it grew up.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got some pretty cool stuff. But me and him laugh at each other sometimes because we'll show him what we get in the mail, and we'll get stuff that we forgot we ordered.
I'm still mad he sold the jacket. So
Yeah, I was gonna say he had the black leather jacket, right?
don't even get me started.
we saw him on TV.
I hated to let it go, but
Oh man.
Super Dave, happy birthday, brother.
Rustberg, what's up, man?
What's happening, man? Oh,
Living
look
the
at
dream,
Jim,
man.
little beard over there. Like he's finally growing up. How you doing, Jeff?
hey, how are you?
Good to see you, my friend.
I had to grow it out. The less of this face anyone can see is the better.
Well, we tried to tell you that years ago, but you didn't listen.
I know. I'm a little slow.
A little. No, I just wanted to pop on. Steph sent me this thing. I wanted to tell Dave happy birthday. There's not enough good I can say about that man.
We'll try. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
He doesn't mind. Go ahead.
I'm trying. I got to think.
Yeah.
Hey, he's over 5 feet. No, he's not. Jeez, I don't know. I
Dynamite
watched Eric
George's
Smalls
small
wrestle the
packages,
other
Daddy.
day, and I thought it was him.
We'll do a belt commercial while Russ thinks about something good about Dave.
There's not a commercial for 3 weeks. Steph sent me this, and I was happy to come on just for a few minutes. And let's just say it. We all know the kind of guy Dave is. He's done us all. Being our friend and just being one of the greatest guys I could ever say that I knew. My dad loved him, and Dave did favors for me before he ever even met me in person. And I can't thank him enough for that. And he helped out Clint, he helped out Ray, he helped out a bunch of us. Never even met us in person. And the first time you ever meet somebody, you're calling each other by your screen names. And so it's kind of neat, and to see all these years later, and it's 25 at least, just like with Paige and like with everybody.
Yeah, it's 20. It's every bit of 25 years. It's all the way back to the Yahoo groups.
Oh yeah, and that was God. I started the Yahoo groups late in '96.
For the listeners that haven't left yet, this is another one of my belt friends. One of my wonderful best friends that I've met through the joy of belt collecting. Russ, right before you popped in, Jeff was we'd ask him if he got added anything cool to his collection. And
I don't have anything up here. I did add the old NWA TV belt, the smaller version.
I saw that. I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to trade you for that.
Cash works. Well, Conrad. Now, I added that. There was a few other things that I added. I got one of the shop world heavyweight titles like Seth, but I got a buddy here that his son is all about that belt. So
what do you think about that belt?
I think it's kind of neat. The new shop belts, like the United States title and the world title, they're really good. For the price, they're really nice.
I think if they had real leather on them, real leather, you wouldn't be able to tell they weren't what they're using in the ring.
I don't get crazy over that. I'm not I'll use this word in front of us. I'm not a mark for certain things. Like these guys go crazy over, oh, look at the feather on that winged eagle. It's not TV correct. And I'm like, okay, I can't do that. I just don't. I've seen too much stuff. Jeff, you've got stuff. Dave, you've seen, all of you guys. I can't do that anymore. I'm too old.
But I'm just saying that the quality of the quality and the weight, if they just put real leather on them, you wouldn't know that that's not what they use on television. And in fact, AEW actually does put real leather on their shop belts and use them on television.
It's you're 100% right. If you've never held a real belt and you had one of those on real leather that wasn't the shop leather, you would never know the difference. If you didn't know anything, you would not be able to tell.
What about you, Jeff?
Well, I don't really have anything new handy to show except for these couple figures that came in today. Well, actually, they came in yesterday. The Macho Man
Unbelievable, right there.
It's like,
Yeah, I like that.
it's like the old LJN figures,
Oh, are those the what do they call them?
the big rubber guys.
Yeah, big rubber guys, Cardona's group.
Major bendies.
Flashback to Jeff's room in Charlotte.
Nobody's ever called me a big rubber guy. Oh, I got presents.
Not even
for the air.
Jeff.
My wife just did a run-in giving me presents.
Ooh.
We'll do this as we'll do this as the night goes.
That's about your size of the real doll, right?
Hey, she bought me a badass pair of Oakley flat 2. I'm super excited about those.
I got excited about Oakley's when I was 24.
Lance Peterson from the World Cast is here.
I'm impressed by Oakley's always.
Yeah, how you doing, Lance?
Hey, great. Happy birthday. Feliz
Thank you.
cumpleaños and stuff.
Appreciate
You
that.
look young. You're like 28 again.
I feel it. But but Jeff was just showing us that he got one of those Macho Man Big Rubber guys from Major Fig Brothers. I ordered the Dusty. Let's see what I got here.
It's kind of a small package for a Dusty.
No, this isn't Dusty. Efren told me to start ripping open presents, so I got the Johnny Knoxville Elite.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That was one of the most fun matches that you would think
Yes.
that I would have hated at WrestleMania for just how ridiculous it was.
It was
The
funny.
giant mousetrap and the giant hand.
Yes.
But I absolutely loved it for what it was.
I did as well. Well, we were all me, you, and Mike were texting during that.
Yeah, I was surprised. Well, while we got Lance here real quick, Lance got to spend an evening with Kevin Von Erich last Friday night. Unfortunately, I was not able to make the trip to Fort Worth, but Lance did. And
Dave Manning,
why don't you tell us how it went, Lance?
Yeah, it was over in Fort Worth this time instead of Dallas, but a place that was about 1,000, people holds about 1,000 more. That was over at Will Rogers Auditorium, where they actually wrestled back in the day. Anytime the Coliseum was full for the rodeo or other things, they moved next door into just a plain auditorium and stuff, and, regular seats, and they put this ring on the stage and everything. And so, it was fantastic. It was hosted by a local sports guy here that has retired. And also David Manning was there. So it was, it started off a lot like the one in Dallas where, they interview David Manning for a minute and then they bring Kevin and he comes down the aisle to Stranglehold again. It was great. It was a little more loose crowd this time. They went over a few things of the Iron Claw that, I was kind of proud that, when that movie came out and people asked me to be on shows, they wanted opinions and I wouldn't listen to anybody else's opinion so I could come on with something fresh. And the first thing they said that I'd always said was, hey, these guys are from England. How are they going to know our world here in North Texas? And, things about like Pam, she, was right in class with Carrie. And that's how, she met Kevin hanging out at the practices and things like that. They made sure to put over that the mom was loving, unlike in the movie, how she acted so, put off or no, whatever she was in the movie. And so David Manning did say he was going to write a book and it'd be out by the end of the summer. He'd have it done at least. You never know and stuff. So that was kind of interesting.
He was on the pod.
Yeah.
He was our guest.
They did ask some questions of fans that as we were there live, but a lot of people, kind of just spoke up and said, different times they had met him. One person said, do you remember 1991 in Corsicana? Which, come on, asking Kevin a question like that. But, it was another really nice night. He brought up one of his daughters with all her kids that, he had put up a lot of stuff on Facebook through the years of all these grandkids growing up. And so it was kind of neat to see him on stage. But, it was another good show and it wasn't an exact copy of the one in Dallas from back in November. So I think everybody was happy with it. This had a lot more faith talk in it. It really did. And so people that are not into him speaking about his faith, they're going to get turned off. And I saw that. People complained to me on the last one. And I said, man, you go to Kevin's show, that's what you're going to get. I didn't understand, but it was a good time again.
Well, I talked to Chavo. He was here in Chillicothe, and I talked to him about the show, about the movie. And he's like, a lot of people, they have this thing, you talked about the movie. You have to make it appealable for all audiences, not just for the wrestling people. And so that's why they did it the way they did it. And, all of us that know and follow and have met Kevin before, Dave, you've met, and, we've heard him speak a little bit. It's, it's a dramatization of what really was, because all of us that are fans of it, we know, and obviously Lance knows probably a lot more than us, and Dave, as you, you watch it and you're just like, wow, this is really intriguing. If I was an outsider, I'd just go, this is intriguing. What is this? And it would draw me to wrestling and want to learn. And Chavo's like, you can only put so much into 2 hours. That movie could have been 6 hours with everything that really went on.
Yeah.
Oh, it would have been a perfect miniseries.
Yeah.
And the guy hosting it immediately said, and Chris not being in the movie, and that's what really got me. And I thought, are you hearing that from people? Because, Kevin said this. He said that would just make the movie more sad.
Right.
And the fact that the guy who wrote it, Sean Durkin, didn't even know about David's losing a daughter at sudden infant death syndrome. He didn't know anything about that. And obviously they didn't put anything about David's marriages. He had been married twice, at least, maybe 3, but I think twice in the movie. So there were, other stuff, and this guy just didn't really have a handle on it. It seems like he hit and missed the episodes he watched, took some newsletters and went from there. But in the end, Kevin was really happy that they did show the fact that the brothers did adore each other. That's a quote. Yeah. They adored each other. They put that in there. And of course, I always said that the thing where they met each other, in the sequence where they're supposed to be on the dock in the boat, right, after they passed away, that was, and he did allude to the fact that not David, but when Mike, Carrie, and Chris, they felt they were going to see each other again. And that was, it's a genuine thing that those brothers felt, and a reason, that they made it a little easier for them to do what they did, unfortunately, and stuff. But they mentioned, that they adoring each other, and the movie got that over. I think that all the really, really passionate fans that I see on Von Erich websites were pleased with that part of it once they got past the size of the guys. And that was barely mentioned, on this one. We kind of talked that to death.
Yeah.
I thought it, obviously, the Carrie thing, that was the first thing.
I think they combined Carrie. With Chris.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And if you really look at the actor that played him, you see that totally. It was, you watch it and you watch the way they did. I loved how they did the music with it. And, obviously you could tell the work all those guys put in. Because when I asked Chavo's like, those guys had never done that in their life. And we all know that any of us that have done it, it's not the easiest thing to pick up. If you have no athletic, obviously Zach's very athletic and the other guys seem to be, because you can't just pick that up. That could take a long time. I thought they did very well. I thought, as a movie, if I'm not a wrestling fan and I watch it, like I said, it's intriguing. But as a lot of the wrestling fans, they're judging it.
Yeah.
Instead of just looking at it as a movie.
I'll admit that if I knew nothing about it, I would have enjoyed that movie so much more.
Yes.
But I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But I had to make myself enjoy it. I had to go into it with an open mind.
You have to pull yourself away. You have to pull that part of you away.
Yes.
It's almost impossible.
Yes.
Because I'm so in tune to it. I do a lot of shows on it, and it was very hard. And I wondered, before the movie came out, at the time, and then how would I feel a few months after? What's the and really, it had no effect, good or bad, on what people think of my heroes, the Von Erich fan, our heroes. We know the truth, the hardcore wrestling fans and the people out there in other places, they watch it, they think that all that was true, because we watch all these other shows, these biographies and things, and we're not as close to it, so we can't correct it. But this one, we can sure correct.
We're very biased. All of us are biased towards it, and that's just like the whole plane ride from hell thing. None of us were there. We just have to go off of what's told. Most of the world goes off what they're told, and you can't. And if you've ever met Rick or you ever met some of the guys on the plane, you tend to believe some of that stuff because that's just how it was. And if you've ever partied around any of them, but you watch the Von Erichs, and I truly never got to see that in person, but I watched on TV, and I've watched so many things over the years. And speaking of Dave and guys that are from Texas, just, Kerry and them were like, that was like Hulk Hogan in that area, in that earlier before that, David was like the Hulk Hogan of Texas.
Well, speaking of people that we partied with, my good friend Mike Dawkins, the gimmick attorney, has joined us.
What's up,
The
playa?
surprises keep coming. Thanks for showing up tonight, man. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Having a good day, my friend?
Yeah, you know, after we got through with the little procedure, it was all right. It was pretty smooth after that.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that it was better because of the procedure.
I had a good nap, so that warm blanket and the warm blanket and anesthesia is pretty cool.
Did you have a colonoscopy today?
I did.
Yeah, he did.
Sweet.
Why don't you open a present, Dave?
Being drugged and being tampered with is a little different at 58.
You've been saying this since you were 38.
This was the second present I opened that my wife got for me.
Oh,
Legends
I
Hulk
like
Hogan.
it.
I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but
That's
that's
the
1979.
Rocky 3. Yeah.
1979 Hill
Nice.
mushroom cloud chest hair Hulk Hogan.
That mushroom. Yeah.
How was your prep, Dave, for the colonoscopy?
Miserable.
Really?
I was starving.
You're so weak.
I was starving. Well, I like to eat.
I do too.
We
But,
hadn't
you know-
anything since Sunday morning.
You got to start it the right way. I had a, because I'm in the medical field, somebody advised me start like a day early. So I started at 3:00 a day early. And the only time I got hungry was the night before the colonoscopy. That's when I started noticing all the commercials.
Oh, it was bad last night.
Yeah, it's
And
horrible.
when you comment to your wife, "My God, I'm hungry," then your not your social security, your social media,
Also, your Social Security.
Your social
Your
security
social
check
media-
came in. No.
your social media starts filling up with restaurants. Like
Yeah.
the hot dog man in Vicksburg is open today. I mean, that's what your timeline starts, and then my TikTok is nothing but food. It seems like so.
What was
He
your
also
first meal
he
back?
also he also
was that,
spiced
Doctor?
up his broth last night and then regretted that this morning as
Yeah,
well.
that was not a good idea.
Oh,
Of course not.
no.
Oh, there's Dave Hancock. Look at that. Dave, what's up, buddy?
A night of 1,000 waterfalls is right. What were you asking me, Doc?
So what was your first meal back?
McAllister's. I had a foot long French dip and a piece of Oreo cheesecake.
So you
Very
wanted
good. Happy birthday, boy.
foot long
What was the name? What was his name? The footlong French dip.
Pierre.
Juan.
I knew
Yeah.
that was coming. Oh, Lord have mercy. Where's Paige when you need him?
Oh, but it was we knew that.
Yes.
They tell us that when they're
The French
letting us
dip.
go that we need to go straight home. If you're gonna go get something to eat, go through the drive-through, nothing greasy.
Yep. Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm a grown ass man.
Exactly.
I'm going to eat.
And when I had mine right before, a couple years ago before school started, had everything. On the way home, I had a double Whopper with cheese, a large onion ring, large fry, and a Coke. And I got home, and my buddy's like, "Are you really going to eat all that?" I'm like, "Oh, you damn right. I haven't eaten in 2.5 days."
God damn it.
It's great.
Hey,
Best-
look here.
Best 3 hours sleep I ever had after that.
Look who's here. Hey,
I
Every
Hey,
season
look at
it
that
gets
guy.
worse.
Are they really letting Rusty in this motherfucker? Is that a real thing?
Whoa, what is that?
Rusty in
Hey,
here?
don't make me get mechanical on you. Anyway,
yeah, he's,
Wow, that's
he's
a
been
deep cut right
filibustering.
there, pal.
he's been filibustering.
That's
He's
old
been on a
school.
filibuster for 15 minutes.
Well, happy birthday, you cocksucker! You.
Well, thank you.
oh, God,
I
everybody
appreciate
knows
that.
I got to tell you, I didn't ever expect couples colonoscopy to be on the plans for today.
Life
Did
goal.
y'all hold hands while you were getting the doctor's knee deep in your butt?
you. I thought that was you
No.
and him.
They didn't. They wouldn't allow us to go in the same room.
It felt like a damn one of those Viagra commercials back in the day where it was two old people holding hands in a tub in a field, except a little different. One pipes up their ass instead.
Wow.
It's a weird way of celebrating. Is this a Mississippi thing? Getting your butthole stretched on your birthday?
Well, actually, it was just a financially better decision.
Oh,
me
you
to
got a
do it.
goddamn 2-for-1?
Well, no. I told him I had to have one. I told him, I said I want it on a Tuesday because Tuesday is my slowest day of the week. But
bet it
I
was.
get 100%. but they divide my plan by 5, so I get more money against my sales. So it makes sense to miss the slowest day because you'll get like 3 times as much as you would if you'd have worked.
There you go.
So Tuesday was slow.
And
but
then
Monday night
on my birthday,
Monday
but I
night
was
slid
like,
right the hell out.
Monday
I
night
was
was
like,
fast.
why the hell not?
Yeah.
Because I'm 58. I've had a bunch of them. And
I just never
I told
heard
my
of.
wife, I said, you ought to go ahead and get yours on the same day. And she
Did you get an erection?
What?
Did you get an erection?
I don't believe so.
Wrong
Okay, that's
pill.
good.
Wrong pill.
See how it's for 3 ways.
That's you. That's the doctor in the middle holding both of y'all's hands.
There you go.
Conrad, did you hear him? He said he's had a bunch of them. I feel like this is the punch card, like his Subway card.
Well,
This
this
was the free one.
No, this is my second colonoscopy. My birthdays are a bunch of them.
Oh, you didn't clarify. I too
Oh.
thought you'd had multiples.
Yeah.
And I was like,
No, this
well,
is
he's
just my
adamant
second
about his
go-around.
butthole health. Just
He
to
loves
Hey,
it.
you know, he's all about himself there. There you go.
To be fair,
And-
I mean, you're 58. You're at 45. You're supposed to get them annually, or annually.
They
Which
told
is
me
it?
every 10 years, but I also found out that you probably shouldn't tell them, hey, you got a puppy pad there on the bed, because I guess that offends them. Because she mentioned to my wife, yeah, your husband called it a puppy pad.
You tell him they had to use the extra large scope to get up there, you know, because you know you've had people in there.
Well, this conversation's gone to shit.
Well, how about WrestleMania?
I'm looking forward to WrestleMania. While we got Conrad on here, let's get his predictions. Cody gonna finish the story, Conrad?
Finally.
I'm really more interested in talking about the doctor today. I want to know, like, because when you said it made more financial sense to do it this way, I thought this son of a bitch has a coupon. He got a buy one get one.
He was in the back of a van.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we got all these belt nerds in here. Is this like a packy colonoscopy deal? Is this like?
Oh, wow, that was great.
Well, I'm just wondering, like, is that the deal? Like, it wasn't. How big was it? 4 millimeters or 6 millimeters? What was the depth on those plates that went in your beehole there?
12 millimeters.
It was stacked.
Well, listen, Pondwater, we love you, and I'm so glad that you got that checked out. Sincerely, I talked about it a lot, extensively. We talked about your butthole a lot today on Tony Schiavone's show, so be sure to look.
Oh no!
Oh my lord!
Yeah, the couple's colonoscopy shirt should be live just any time now. I just can't believe how much we overshare in that group chat, where that's just something you just casually mention. We're like, hey man, what are you doing for your birthday? Oh, getting my butthole stretched with my wife. We're like, what just happened? It's a Tuesday. Dawkins, is any of that a lot? Does Jewett mic on? Is he allowed to speak?
Say that again.
Is Jewett allowed to speak? He hasn't said anything. Is he live? Is he paused? Is
All
he
right.
frozen? I can't say.
Paused.
All right, Conrad, let's stop talking about Jewett. Can we talk about Dawkins' bad angles? Like, hey, I want to show all 42 of my chins. Let me see it right here.
Timmy, respectfully, you're wearing a fucking top knot. I'd bite.
Oh, Pathead.
You got goddamn Snooki's hairdo going. You're gonna talk shit to Dawkins. I don't think that's a good call, bud.
He doesn't even have hair.
I'm gonna put you back out in the waiting room.
Is somebody making homemade ice cream? What is that goddamn rattling around in the background?
That's got to be Justin Davis.
Oh, I thought Mike Dawkins was staying in one of those hotels with a window unit again. That's his go-to.
It is. Got me.
He loves a good window unit. Doesn't mess with his sinuses or nothing. Hey, so Pondwater, I got to tell you, I was a little shocked that you were kind of nervous or apprehensive about going to do the colonoscopy. I thought that was your thing. You once asked Casio to put a ruler up his ass to smell how tall he was. So I just thought that's probably your deal. It might be. All right. Well, somebody's doing a breaking and entering here on the Pondwater Dave show.
Who's bringing our production value down?
I don't know, but whoever's doing it knows and
You're
chooses
making
not
us
to
look
trust
bad
you.
by the greatest podcaster that ever did it.
Well, that's not true. Bruce Pritchard's not here.
Ah,
No, but you're the man. We got to give you credit. You are the man.
Well, I don't know about that. I really appreciate you having everybody on, man. This is kind of fun. This is like, when you see all of these squares like this is like Hollywood squares, like the slow adult version. You know,
Here's a story.
yes.
Russ is in the middle.
Oh my lord.
Russ
There
is
we go.
center square.
So like,
I like
from ad-free shows, we get the Conrad Thompson, but the best booking the territory could do is Lance. I mean, where the hell's Mills? I'm sorry, Lance.
Yeah, Mills. Tuesday night they record. He's set on that. That's Doc and Harper on him.
What's everybody talking about besides Dave's butthole?
Wrestlemania, and Stephanie just came in here and put a pile of presents in my lap for me to open.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, you're going to get
do
to
that.
Let's see what it is.
Unstick one and pull it off.
I got the final boss.
There you go.
That doesn't look like a Miro figure, but okay.
Ooh. That's pretty cool.
This one I thought was pretty cool, though. I got.
Oh, yeah, that's old school. That's fun.
Yeah.
That's almost, what is that? Almost Sterling Boulder, like when Hogan was first in WWF.
Oh, Viva La Raza, guys.
Eduardo Guerrero.
With the two heads. How about that? That's awesome. Or three
with
heads.
the shirt. With the
There you
Latino
go, the
heat
Latino
shirt.
heat shirt. Nice.
I got hooked up, guys.
That's awesome, man. That's very cool.
58 years old, still getting toys. You can't beat that.
You gotta have something to play with in the bathtub.
Keeps us
The other
young.
thing shrinks.
What are you going to do for 60? Have you started thinking about that? What the 60th birthday needs to look like?
Well, ever since I had that great time on my 50th birthday, I just didn't think it could ever be topped.
Well, until today, you had your butthole stretch, and there you go.
Well, I'm interested to see what you come up with for 60. Hey, the Chase version. How about that? I don't know what that means, but I think it's good.
Yeah, it is.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
My wife.
What's the difference in that one and all the other ones?
I think Chase means that one's more rare.
Still a doll.
Okay,
Russ,
Jandy.
don't judge me, Russ.
I'm not. Hey, I'm just saying.
Russ has like a version of every belt, but he had them custom made to say television.
So, not everyone. Just some.
This is a real thing, Conrad. He has custom belts made, and they're all television belts.
Oh, no, not all of them. Some of them.
Most
are.
of them.
No, not most of them. Just a few.
And in any conversation about a new belt, it should have been a television belt.
Oh, Mike Page. Jesus, I hate that fucker.
Hey, I saw the new Ring of Honor 6-man tag team belts today. They're going to be debuting this weekend. That's going to be awesome.
That's pretty cool.
I think you'll dig that. They did
Didn't
a
they
nice
just
job.
change those?
No, not the Ring of Honor.
Oh. Well, that'll be fun. I'm
The
looking forward to seeing
TV and
this.
the World and a bunch of
I
other
want to
stuff.
see the Speed Championship. I feel like a 3-minute championship is something that I should have.
Oh, you would have had that a long time
We
ago.
all should have that, right?
No. That's too long for you guys.
How long do they normally last with you, Rusty?
I try to drag it on and make them enjoy it. So, 5, 6, 7.
Sure. Well,
That's
a friend of
7
ours
seconds.
in the oh wow, somebody just said 3 minutes for Pondwater's going Broadway.
I don't know if that's a deep cut because my wife is the producer of this show.
I mean, I can go 45, 50, seconds, but I try.
Well, I feel like your wife is like the anonymous Raw GM right now.
Yes, exactly.
Well, there's other people that have access to that, so I think somebody.
Yeah, it looks like Timmy C.
No, I'm.
Yeah.
Hands are up.
Hey Dawkins, nobody. It's just us girls here. What's the dirt? You got any inside scoop? You represent 482 wrestlers. There's rumor and innuendo. There's some releases going on, and there's lots of people going back and forth, and some maneuvering behind the scenes. Just spill the dirt. No, it's just us talking.
Well, I think everybody saw the releases last night, except for maybe one, which I don't think has hit the airwaves yet.
Well, I know about the other one, but is there more than that you know of?
That's all I've heard. That's all I know of.
Yeah.
The one apparently did not go well, was not well received.
Yeah, I could have guessed that.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that there's probably going to be some follow up with that.
Correct.
Yes. And I bet I can guess about what if I had to guess. Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry for talking in code, guys, but it'll all probably come out.
It's old boy Hancock. Just wanted to.
Oh wow! You know this guy broke his dog's hip. I'll let Dawkins tell you that.
Is this a video?
Yeah, this is a Make-A-Wish kid who wish was to get on your stream here.
He's swole up from all the cancer drugs.
Oh my word! We're going to hell for that.
We're going to hell for a lot more than that.
Oh, trust me. Yeah, I've been with Dave. Trust me. And Conrad too. We're all going to hell. We all know that.
The comment that Conrad was alluding to is in the group chat. Hancock said, "Hey, bad news. Typical Hancock sort of news. The wife had to take the dog to the vet. It broke its pelvis. One of the dogs that they rescued recently." To which he responded, "Further proof that you're not a gentle lover." And so now he's known as a dog fucker.
Wow. I'd just like to let the record show, Hancock, I didn't share all that. That was but if you'd like to take an issue with me, my attorney is present.
I'm surprised we didn't get a GoFundMe out of that one.
Well, the night is young.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, is Blake jumping on?
I don't think so.
Jeff, do you know?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure who all got invites.
I didn't know who all got invites.
I guess these are supposed to be surprise run-ins. It's like the saddest Royal Rumble of all time. Somehow it's 30 Virgils in a row. Yeah.
Good Lord.
We could all be like, what's his face that fell into the ring? That would.
Titus O'Neil, man.
Oh my God, that was funny.
That dude's still collecting a check from WWE. What a good ambassador he is. But I don't remember the last time he wrestled.
No, I can't even remember the last time I saw him on TV.
I was so scared that night that I was going to fall down that ramp.
It would have been hilarious if you did.
That'd been the last y'all ever saw of me.
And it would have been tethered to that exact same video of Titus falling under the ring.
Good Lord.
Wow,
Titus O'Neil's last wrestling match, November 9th, 2020.
Really?
Oh, I thought we were talking about Ric Flair's last match with Pondwater doing the run down the ramp. And then when you said Titus O'Neil's last match, I was going to say, not it. I'm not promoting that one. I'll do the Flair one, and I might watch on Fight TV the Titus O'Neil one, but I'm not going to promote that one.
Yeah.
I'll say this, Conrad, you've given us all, I think, as fans, a lot of fun over the last, 8 years, 10 years. And I appreciate everything you've done and all the work you've done for all of us.
Oh, come on. I appreciate you, man. It was a blast hanging out in Charlotte back when I still got to do that. And I don't think I'm doing anything early August, so I might do a run-in.
We're there.
That'd be fun, man. Kick it old school. We had a lot of fun in that hotel all those years.
Oh, yeah. Over the years. Oh, yeah. Dave's been there and, Jeff's been there.
Great. I mean,
I've been to every single one since 2006. So
our group chat was created just so we could coordinate meeting up at that event.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy to think about? That was what, 10 years ago?
It's been going for 10 years.
Yeah. Man, think about that. Our group chat in 6 years will have a driver's license.
Yeah, pretty much.
How about that?
In 4 years, it'll be the age of consent in Alabama.
Oh, Lord. Don't tell Hancock that. He'll want to call him.
Listen, if this wasn't going to be published online,
we
I
need
had
to
two
get Hancock
jokes.
in here
I had
where
to
he can
keep
defend
myself
himself.
right there.
But hey, Dave, that's still, 14 is still too early for Paige. So
Sometimes I can't do that. I got one, but I can't.
I know. I had a few as well, but those are inside voices right now.
Yeah.
You forget you're not just hanging out with your buddies. It's also going to be on the internet.
it's on the internet. That's fine.
On the internet.
Yeah, Paige is a great guy. We've known him for 25 years. So, he's as hardworking as there is. So he can take a rib.
It was funny because I used to buy belts from Russ that he was selling for Paige, Me and Paige lived about 20 miles away from each other.
Jeff, I got a question. You know, we've talked a lot about your place in the group chat, but as I look behind you, it feels like we're in some sort of a den, but I don't see a stripper pole anywhere.
It's gone. There's no stripper pole anymore.
Why not?
Those guys tear it down.
No, she took it down, and yeah, there's still a mark on the ceiling where it was, but yeah, no more stripper pole.
Well,
Is it not coming back?
Took it home. I don't know. Well, she's coming back. I don't know if she's going to bring the pole though. I don't know. It's not.
If
Her
she's
visits
coming
aren't.
back- If
Her
she's coming
visits
back,
aren't as exciting anymore.
That's what I'm saying. You got to keep the relationship. If it was founded on stripper poles, I mean, that's like the basis of the relationship.
Well, yeah, I
These are
know. We gotta.
Well,
okay, go on.
is it?
See.
I mean, is anybody else surprised that the stripper pole left before she got a wedding ring?
Fuck you.
No, I mean, I would have thought, you know.
Well, Pondwater, there
I
was
can't
no-
afford any more divorces.
She had to make
Can you
room-
afford any more stripper poles?
I can. I think I may purchase another stripper pole. Just to
Why
have
don't you
one on
just
hand here.
install one just in time for Mother's Day so she'll know what's up?
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, it'd be a great present. She would love it.
Yeah. Well, she had one in her house, and she'd do her workouts with it and stuff. And her mother was coming to visit, and it got locked in place. She couldn't take it apart. She couldn't take it down. She worked on it for like an hour. Then her mother got there, and I think her mother thinks I bought her the pole, and her mother wasn't real happy. But, yeah.
About her
Some-
dating
some
you,
old
or
guy.
about you buying her a pole?
About
Did
I think
she
about
correct her?
me buying
Or
her
she
a
just
pole.
let you take the heat.
I think she just kind of let it go, like let me take the heat. Like that's just like it was there, it was mentioned, and then really not mentioned again. And then the mother texted her like the next day saying something like, I know men can try to change what you are or something like that. It was... So yeah, it was a little awkward next time I met her mother.
All righty. Well, I would not invite Mom over to your house. I'd go ahead and throw the pole up. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw in the chat, but Efren is offering to come install his pole, and he says it's 9.5 inches. And I, for one, having met Efren, am going to call bullshit on that. Roughly 0% chance that that's an accurate statement. But I'm willing to let you do the research, Jeff. Do all the heavy lifting and let us know.
Okay.
That's it. Uh-oh.
I think Cassio's up in Black Crows and Ryan.
Well,
Hey, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Casio Kids here.
I can't hear anybody because I'm at a concert and I'm taking time out of the Black Crows at the Opry to wish Pondwater Dave a damn happy birthday. What am I doing with my life?
Man, I appreciate that. Is Lainey Wilson with
Hey,
him? With
happy
him?
birthday, Dave. Happy birthday, Dave. Yeah. Man. Hey, say happy birthday, Dave. Happy birthday, Dave. Yeah. See, everybody loves you here. We love you, Dave. Yep. They're in line to buy tuna cans just for you, man.
There we go. There it is.
See you guys.
Thanks, buddy. That's pretty cool. The Black Crows. Did he say at the Opry?
Yeah, he's at the Ryman in Nashville.
Surely Lainey Wilson's going to show up to perform with them then.
I don't know what you just said.
You don't know who Lainey Wilson is?
Never heard of her. Did she used to work for Global or?
Oh.
I didn't watch any Global, so I don't know. I'm not familiar with her work.
No,
She's a country music singer with a fat ass. I'm aware. Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to be
just busting
delicate.
balls. I don't know any of the songs, but
Well, I know that she just performed. She just did one with the Black Crows. So
I don't know. I just know the wagon went viral and people lost their mind, and that's how I was introduced to her name. I saw it a lot on that photo.
she leaned into it though.
Oh yeah, I guess.
She didn't get all
look.
pissy about it. She
Darren said she was a stripper, Jeff. So maybe you should get your girl a poll and let her know, hey, you could blow up like Laney Wilson. She too used to holler for $1 and get strange for some change.
Well, just I just heard Iggy Azalea, whatever her name is, makes like $9 million a month on OnlyFans. Yeah, like 300 and something thousand per day. It's insane. I think maybe my girlfriend could be like on a blooper reel for stripper poles like that. I think she could go viral with that.
I don't think you should be talking like that about your girlfriend in public. You got a class to join it up. Amy is here. What's going on, Amy? How are you?
I'm doing well. I've been in the back listening. I'm having fun listening to you all.
Boy, had I known
about
that, I would
different-
have talked a lot nicer. My apologies.
I also said, I'm so glad I told my parents, listen to this episode. It's Dave's birthday.
Okay, that's it. Thanks for having me.
So I think they'll be okay. So we'll see.
$9.2 million a month. Pondwater Dave, if I could promise you $9.2 million a month to show your spread butthole online, when would you get started?
we would end this broadcast right now.
That's the thing, whenever anybody sits in judgment of OnlyFans, I always just go to the end of how much are they making a month? Because I saw like the lady from Sopranos, I forget her name, but she was saying that she paid off her house the very first day, and she made
Dre DiMatteo,
than she did on Sopranos, and I'm like, listen, I'd love to be like, man, I can't believe she's doing that, and that was my first impression. And then I saw that, and I was like, oh shit, good for her.
I can't be mad at it. I mean,
I'd totally let my wife do it.
Dave, I got a question about the prep because I'd be nervous if someone was inspecting my butthole. Did you do like any special cleaning of the area, but like more than normal? Like, did you get like like alcohol wipe and get that thing all antiseptic and
dude,
good?
let me explain something. Being friends with Conrad Thompson, I've been introduced to the finer things in life. Like I drink top shelf whiskey now, and I have a bidet, a washlet, if you will.
Yeah, that's what I want to get.
And it wasn't until visiting Conrad's house that I left there thinking, I gotta have one of these.
Now, just time out. When you say bidet, it's actually different than what we use. We use what's called a washlet. So you just take off your existing toilet seat and you put on a new one that shoots hot water up your butthole, and it becomes a whole family event. Dawkins' kids asked for it for Christmas. I'm not making this up.
That's a fact.
It's game changer, and you guys who are laughing are walking around with shit in your drawers right now.
Right.
I'm not. I mean, you could eat off mine. I don't encourage it, but you could. You wouldn't get sick. I'm just saying.
What's it called? A Toto?
Washlet. Now, yeah, they do make a Toto, and that's a good one. And you can get some pretty pricey ones, but like every bathroom at my my new house has it. Every single one. It was a requirement. Now, the tricky part is you're gonna have to get an outlet ran behind the toilet, or you could know Mike Dawkins, who, if this attorney shit didn't work out, he was just going to be an electrician, so he could wire your house and answer all of your cease and desist claims from WWE at the same time. It's awesome.
No lies detected.
Yeah.
Or you could be like me. When I moved from my old house to the apartment, there was no outlet behind the toilet. But I brought my washlet, but I have an extension cord running across the bathroom floor. That's how I roll here.
Buddy, I know you say you live in Vermont, but that's the most Alabama shit I ever heard.
I was just wondering how bad it would be to have an orange cord running all the way up to where my wife puts her hair dryer. Be all right.
Well, if you start tripping breakers, you will run that extension cord for a hairdryer.
Wow. No, Darren, we're not going to play the eat a food item off Conrad's ass. We're not going to play that game. I appreciate the suggestion, though. That's a solid suggestion, but let's
Hershey kisses.
Instead of shaving Eric's head at this year's Top Guy weekend. That's
no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Oh God, buddy.
Oh my gosh.
But
Man,
yeah,
I get on this program. There's a lot of butthole talk. I'm wondering, did I do this to myself, or was this the way it was either way?
You've done this for a year.
I would counter with that. There was butthole talk earlier today, and you showed up tonight.
Well, in fairness, I was invited a few days ago, and I put it on my calendar, and knew I didn't want to be here at the top of the show. I thought, hey, I'll do a little run in. I just watched the Alex Jones thing, by the way, on HBO Max. If anybody's on the fence about whether or not they should watch that, they definitely should.
I did too.
I learned a lot. My goodness, and I have a totally different opinion. I didn't have all the information, and now that I have the information, wow.
I watched last night the Bray Wyatt documentary, and it was
How was
very
it?
good. It was very good,
I
and
haven't
it
seen
was
it.
if you are empathetic and you can feel people's emotions, you are going to be heartbroken from the minute they start. As Bo Dallas Taylor is talking, you can feel his pain. I mean, he legitimately lost his best friend, and he tells stories, and they go through everything about him, and they have a lot of footage and interviews from Bray Wyatt that have never been um, released.
Yeah.
Are getting to hear a lot of things in his own words, him talking, and it's very good. I don't know why, but I forgot he died. He passed away in August. I don't know why I thought it was longer ago. So it's still it's only been like 7 months, and but it was
Seems
very
longer to
good.
me too.
Yeah, I don't know why when they were talking about how he passed away in August. Um, it was, but it's very good, and it's like I said, it's a very well done. His whole family's on there. Lots of interviews with people who knew him, and it's narrated by the Undertaker, and so it's very good. I would definitely make sure I got to see that soon.
I'll check it out. Thanks for the heads up. I missed the Roman Reigns doc too. I got to watch that. And then tonight, I guess when we're wrapping this up, the whole Harley Race Dark Side of the Ring is going to happen. So there's a lot of really cool wrestling stuff dropping this week.
Yeah, I'm fixing to head out myself, but the Harley race. Let me tell a quick story. The Harley race thing. I went to SMU and I graduated with Harley's son, and I had classes with him. He beat my ass in intramurals racquetball, and it wasn't until classes were over and we're there. I was at fraternity house, my fraternity house. He wasn't in the same fraternity, and somebody brings me the yearbook and shows me this story, and I put it on Twitter this afternoon. This is Harley Race's son. And I'm just going, are you kidding me? This is 1993, the NWA champion. He's 7-time, I'm like, at the time I really had him up, as the top, it was a different time and stuff. And I still, have him up there. But I find out that is Harley's son. I haven't had a chance to I would have said something to Justin because we knew each other names. We had classes and everything. And so it really sucked that I, didn't know that ahead of time. Well, I go to a mother's luncheon with the mothers and the graduates the day before graduation, and there's Justin and his mom. And so we're at the same table talking. So the next day at graduation, we have the big graduation, Moody Coliseum, like basketball arena. And afterwards, I go around outside to try to find my parents, and I run into Justin's mom and Harley Race. And she goes, this is Justin's dad, as if I don't know, but she doesn't know that I'm this nut. And he puts his cigarette down, and I shake hands, say, "Hey, champ," just to try to say that all this in one thing, like, oh my gosh. But I settled down, and it was cool. And I went on to find my parents. So the moral of the story is, or the whole thing is, the greatest day in my dad's life of paying for me to go to SMU 100% for 5 years. He never got to see my kids or my getting married or anything. He had passed away, but he got to see me graduate SMU. Most proud. He'd come from working in the fields as a kid to Dallas to be able to afford to pay for me SMU. And here I am, the day I graduated. All I think about to this day is I met Harley Race that day.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And stuff. Well, it was great. Hey, Dave, happy birthday. And, best wishes to everybody here.
I don't know if you know Lance Conrad. That he's on Twitter as the SMU heavyweight. He's a world-class historian. He does the world-class cast with Mike Mills on Patreon.
That's awesome, man. We've never actually seen each other on video like this, but yeah, we follow each other, and
I'm out there.
Stuff, man.
He's forgot more about world-class than I'll ever know.
Well, somebody needs to.
I get people that still argue with me, and I'm just like, well, okay, I see you saw it that way, and that's how things are. I don't don't put up too much of a fight with people and stuff, but I'm not going to say anything that's not, fact. And usually I can back it up with stuff. I'll say, you see there in the crowd, there's Karl Malone at a Sportatorium match. And people are like, no, it's not. What? That's just a tall guy. What are you talking about? I'm like, no, it's Karl Malone was there that night at the Sportatorium, and there he is in that shirt, in that green shirt, and you can see him clear as day. People, they say, sometimes they say, oh, I watched the show back in the day so closely. I watched every week, and I think, yeah, but I've been putting together this Twitter thing since 2011 and have a billion programs and the newspaper clips, but
that's
I don't
awesome.
argue. But again, good to meet you, Conrad, and good to see everybody. Amy, keep doing those trivia questions. I always show up for your trivia. And down the road
tonight.
yeah, okay. And down the road, Dave, we're going to do a world-class trivia thing.
Let's do it.
All right. Best
Thank
wishes.
you,
Happy
Lance.
birthday. Talk to y'all later.
Appreciate it.
Bye, Lance.
Got it.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
So I got a question quickly. Oh, wait, never mind. We got somebody
ahead,
else
ask
that's
your
dropped in.
question.
Oh,
Well, no,
no.
we got someone else that can. Oh, no, he didn't. Okay.
Oh, thank God. He left, Dave. He's good. Oh, there he is.
No, I'm going to let Mike talk.
Lord.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, how's it going, Dave?
Ladies and
Happy
gentlemen,
birthday.
Welcome to the show, Mike Page. Thank you, Mike. I'm having a great day.
Hey, I got a cupcake for you, buddy.
Hey.
Oh, blow out that candle. Right.
Let me know how good it was.
All righty.
Mike
So what are we
Page is,
talking about? Last I saw that everybody's talking about electricity and bidets and crap, and I wasn't sure about bringing this on here.
Yeah, a chocolate cupcake right after we had poop talk. It's probably not the best plan.
But not good.
all of a sudden, it's not that appealing.
Pondwater, what other little collectibles or belts or what are you looking for next in your collection? I saw you just got some new action figures in today, and I know that one of the centerpieces of your collection is the Von Erich trunks behind you, but are there any grails left for you, or have you sort of got it all and collected it all at this point?
There's not a lot left. There's a wrestling program that I want. I want it really bad. It's from August of '82. It's the Star Wars at Reunion Arena. That would have been the first night that I ever went to the wrestling matches. I'd really like to have one of those.
Send me that and I'll tweet about it and see if somebody can help us find it.
I got a couple people.
It's been something I've searched for, and I only know one person that has one. He just left.
Oh yeah, he's probably not going to let that go.
No, he won't. I've tried. I will do that. That's the program, and I want to add a world-class tag team belt eventually. I'm out of room. I'm picking and choosing.
Put it in Steph's closet. She doesn't need a closet, really.
Well, Steph's been real good about it, but I've taken up 264 square feet of man cave and most of a bedroom. So it's kind of out of control, but
that's awfully specific.
She puts up with a lot.
Oh, we're aware. We're aware.
But that program, that's about it. I don't really want any more ring used items. I've kind of hit saturation.
Yeah.
So,
I think as collectors, we all do that. Our collector brain kicks in and we get fixated on one thing. And then eventually we're like, okay, that's enough of that. Let's move on to something else.
And they keep screwing with me. Like Powertown came out with the Remco, with the AWA style Remco figures. Well, they actually offered a deal to get the whole set plus some Hal Haney art. So I went ahead and got the whole set, but you got the Tully Magnum I Quit match, the Missing Link, Nick Bockwinkel with the AWA belt, Bobo Brazil. I can't remember them all off the top of my head, but you see something like that and it's immediately you're excited about it and you don't know, you don't have anywhere to put it. And then the next Powertown series is going to come out and Wahoo's going to be in it. Dory Funk, Jack Briscoe. You get an opportunity to get action figures that Junkyard Dog. So they keep coming out with this new stuff. And Jeff showed us, he had a Randy Savage, big rubber guy that Cardona and them came out with. Hey, Mark, I got the big rubber guy Dusty Rhodes is coming out. I got the big rubber
Looks
guy
awesome.
Magnum TA. But you just keep on because they keep coming up with this cool stuff. The Terry Gordy action figure. They showed Big Bubba Rogers with the UWF belt. Big Bubba Rogers.
Big Bubba Rogers has a Matt Coon head. Did you see that?
I saw it. It looks exactly like him.
Yeah.
You can't even see it once you put that together. But they keep coming out with these cool figures, and you just don't have enough room for them.
Right.
But there's just something in your stomach that you're like, well, I got to have that.
But if there's a TV belt, you can get it.
You didn't hear when you got here, but Russ has acquired a Milliken NWA TV belt, the one that was before
the red one.
The red one when Tully had it.
Oh, okay.
Old school one. He got a Milliken.
Yeah, it's the small one. Dusty was the champion, I think, and Crockett gave him the red one, and that's when he declared it the world television title.
That's awesome.
That's one of the few I'm missing.
Yeah. Well, we might have to have a chat.
Russ has never had a belt he wouldn't part with.
Oh, yes, I have a lot of them. A few. And, and we all, Conrad, Mike, all of us that, Jeff, you that have done the big stuff. You look back and you're like, shouldn't have got rid of that. And I look back and I say that about a few, and there's, in all honesty, thanks, part of it is due to Conrad. There's not many of the real ones we haven't had our hands on at some point.
One of my favorite memories with you, Conrad, was when we were at NWA Legends and we were all sitting in the restaurant, and your big gold was on the table, and all of us that had big golds had it on the table. And Sabu walks by and looks at it. He goes, fake shit, and just kept walking. But I mean, but Conrad had the big gold right out in front of everybody, but nobody knew.
Yeah.
Right.
Nope. Nobody knew that was it. And that, to me, that was just one of those sitting around being cool things. And you just don't.
Well, I think, like when we started doing this in, 04, 05, and you'd have the belts out there, I don't think the wrestlers had opened up yet. So, like, if we had the replicas out or, the copies from Dave and Reggie or whoever, they didn't take kindly to that. Oh, that's fake. That's fake. Now they embrace the fun and the fandom. I think some of them do, at least, and they enjoy it, And I can remember in 05, when we were in Florida, somebody had one of the NWA belts and told Punk, who was at Wrestler Reunion, like, hey, can you put that on or over your shoulder and take a picture? And he told him no. And so did Christopher Daniels.
It was Javi. He wouldn't touch it.
Yep.
I've got that picture. He refused to touch the belt.
Yep. And he wouldn't have anything to do with it. I thought that was really cool, but that's Punk. And he's, I listened to the interview that you were talking about the other day. And I listened to it today.
Blake. Hi, Blake.
And it's you see certain things. I mean, none of us are, well, some of us in the middle there. He's in the know, but not all of us are.
You ought to ask JR. You ought to ask JR if he could remember that NWA Legends where he came out from doing his show, and we were all out there in the lobby with all those belts lined up across, and he looked at them, but he just had a look like it. I don't think JR got it. I don't think it was like.
Was that in Charlotte? We were all downstairs.
Yeah, we had them all. Yeah. We had them all across that bench,
yeah.
And I think even Greg Price sent somebody over, like accusing us of not contributing to the show, just hanging out in the lobby.
Well, that's not true. We all spent money. We all been in everything.
We were all there, but
we spent more money than all of them.
I think Conrad tightened him up on that.
So
I don't recall.
It's what it is. We here's the thing. We all eventually with a lot of this stuff, just like any other thing, you get into it, and now it's not about the show. It's about having the fun with your buddies and about having fun with your friends and bringing new people in and teaching them and educating them. And, some people don't see that. They still, you watch 50-year-old men getting in line, getting to meet somebody, and they're shaking in their boots. And I've been around long enough now as all of us. I don't understand that part of it because I was never that nervous.
Well, if you get really, really nervous about somebody, then that's the one that you really need to meet. If they can give you butterflies.
Russ, have you heard of any ring use belts lately? Like anything new on the scene? I know you texted me about something last year, and I don't know if we can talk about it or not, but I never heard what happened with that one. Yeah.
He's still got that ring used Intercontinental. I don't think he wants to part with it now. He was, at that time there was stuff going on with him.
He didn't want to part with it then either.
No, you're right. He didn't. And I told him that. I said, "Well, you're a little high, but it's okay." He wants to keep it now. It is what it is, and I haven't right off the top of my head. I don't know of anything ring used. Nobody's popped to me in a little while, but obviously, if I hear something, there's like 3 or 4 people I go to, and obviously you're one of them. And we a few of the friends that have stuff, so they'll go to you or me or whoever.
Sure.
And they go to the other guy up north. And whoever can do it does it. That's just the way it
Why
is.
do we say the other guy up north? Are you talking about Dan, or you mean the Boston fellow?
Which
Dan's
Boston?
great. I think Dan's the man. I think Dan gets a bad rap sometimes. I like Dan a lot.
And everybody's got their opinion, and if he works for you, that's perfect. I don't have anything bad to say. If he works for you, great.
Yeah, I like Dan. I think Dan is a value add to the wrestling belt collector community for sure.
Cool.
Conrad, I got a question for you. Dave gave us his favorite memory with you. What would be your favorite, since it's his birthday? What would be some of your favorite memories with Dave?
Him telling me over and over and over that Cody was not a top guy and was never going to be a top guy, and he was a jib jobber.
That's not fair. I said mid card. I said mid card.
What about when he made fun of Jeff Jarrett for being out of shape and getting getting blown up in the ring?
That was up there, but my favorite part of that was really just Jeff's reaction, because Jeff was in the middle of signing a stack of 8x10s, and he looked up at me directly. He didn't even look at Pondwater after Pondwater. Let me recreate the scene. So we've got in the green room, these rounds is what they call them in the hotel business, I guess. It's just a giant, like 12-person, you can sit around table with a tablecloth over it. And we've got a stack of 8x10s there for Jeff Jarrett with a stack of, permanent marker Sharpies next to it, all the different colors. And he sits down and gets going, and we're chatting it up. And then here comes Pondwater, and he just plops down right in front of him, and he says, "I remember back in 2005, you wrestled Tully Blanchard. Tully said he blew you the hell up."
We were there.
And he just turned his head like, that's what Tully said. And Jeff went from signing to just looking at me like, A, who the fuck is this guy? B, what is he talking about? C, why am I here? D, can someone get him away from my table and get him to shut the hell up? It was fantastic. And then he looked over at David Crockett, and David Crockett just sort of shrugged like, "It's your turn now." But that's what's great about Pondwater. He doesn't know at times he's the Rain Man of wrestling. Like that's one of mine and Cassio's favorite things is we'll be in the middle of watching a movie or a stand-up special or a football game, something not even wrestling related, and a hush will fall over the room because we're into whatever we're watching for a minute. And Pondwater, maybe a few too many Crown Reserves deep, we'll just randomly say, "Back in 1982, Kerry Von Erich," and we're all like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" We're watching a football game, and you just broke out into random Von Erich trivia. And it's our Cassio and I, anytime somebody does that, where it is a comment out of left field about one specific thing, we will just look at each other and chuckle because we're both thinking about Pondwater at the exact same time.
I think, for me, I think my personal favorite memory was the standing ovation that he got on Saturday morning at Top Guy Weekend.
Oh, yes.
After
the Orange Cassidy photo? Yes. It was a great day.
The whole place stood up and started clapping.
He's got the picture.
His hungover ass comes slinking.
Somebody said something about it, and Tip handed it to me.
Well, you should blow that up and put it over the mantle.
The look on Orange Cassidy's face when I put that in front of him to get an autograph.
He had to love it.
He broke. He looked and he looked at it and he just looked up and just started laughing.
Orange was one of many people that took a picture with you in that pose that night.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So many fun stories.
Well, happy
Look,
birthday,
there's TJ
Pondwater.
Stevens.
Thanks for having me on, man. I didn't mean to monopolize so much time. I really appreciate all the
No,
butthole
thank
talk. And thanks for Mrs. Miller for inviting me. And I'm glad to see that Timmy C is just, he's not letting go of the top knot, man. Just double down on it. It's a great look. It's distinctively you. It's wonderful.
What's worse than top knot or the summer suits?
No, the top knot is awesome. I mean, the summer suits, I mean, let's just process that as a sentence. It's a suit that has shorts. That's fantastic. I mean, that really is some Alabama shit I could get behind. But the top knot, that's I mean, he's a yellow Corvette away from a midlife crisis. That's all I'm saying. Thanks, everybody.
Love you, buddy.
See,
Thank you so
Conrad.
much.
Conrad.
Good to see you, buddy. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Conrad. Apparently, in Timmy's midlife crisis, he's forgot how to use a microphone because he's fucking muted. Dumbass.
Oh, hey, figured that out.
But Pondwater, I did
We're
get
having
a
a
new
wheels
collectible.
off. We're having a wheels off edition of Talking Wrestling with Pondwater Dave tonight.
Oops.
We've talked very little wrestling. We've talked a whole lot of buttholes.
Yeah.
I did.
Well, it is your birthday, and it's about your butthole. So there you go.
It's
I
whatever
would
you
like
want
to.
talk about.
I would like to take a second to tell TJ Stevens how much I enjoyed him with Guy Evans this week.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you.
That was very enjoyable.
It was a fun
Guy
show.
pulled. I mean, Guy really wants to make that program better, and having you on with him was a win.
Thank you.
I second that.
I worked hard on that show. I think it's we're going to try to do things a little bit differently. I think it's going to be fun. So when I went into it, there's certain things. Obviously, he studied the history of WCW and Nitro and everything else, but there's certain things I don't know how much he knows about because he really only covers 89 to 01. So in chapter 1, they reference Black Saturday.
Yeah.
So the next episode, I'm going to ask him, what exactly do you know about Black Saturday? And if he doesn't know much, I'm
Then
going
you
to
can
tell
educate him.
Yeah. So
That was a
what's
big day for
kinda
all of
fun
us.
about it is we're gonna touch on the stories he kindly only glanced at in the book, and we're gonna go a little bit deeper into those. Get some stories we haven't heard already. So that's kind of what we're trying to do.
Well, I
My
really
father
thoroughly
changed
enjoyed
the
it.
channel that night. That day, he's like,
Oh, I was shocked. I got home
Yeah.
and I used to record. I recorded those. I worked on Saturday, so I recorded the 605 show. And
Yep.
when I got home and pushed play, and the WWF was on there, I mean, I was pissed.
Yeah, we
It
were
was a
not
bad
happy.
night. It was a bad night for Dave. He just
Wasn't
got
it?
done beating a bitch with a tuna can, then he went home and missed the game on PBS.
So let me ask y'all, just Black Saturday was right before WrestleMania 85, wasn't it?
It was 84.
84.
Year before.
Yeah.
Is that June of
Did that
'84?
last long enough? Why do I
Yeah.
think I saw Hogan and T on that with that backdrop? Maybe I just saw Hogan with that belt.
Yeah, it might have been. I don't remember now.
It's
We're
been a
old
long
now.
time. Guys, for everybody here, that Mike Page has joined us. Me and Mike have been friends for 20 something years, and
Hey,
Mike,
Joe Boy Hancock, just wanted to wish a simple happy birthday to Pondwater, Super Dave, Simple Jack, whatever the hell it is you're calling yourself these days. Wishing you a happy birthday. My birthday's on Monday. No one asked me for a video message. I'm gonna think about this is bullshit. But anyway, happy birthday. Hope it's a great year. Have a good one, buddy. Love you.
well, thank you, Dave. That's nice.
Happy birthday, Dave Hancock, too.
Yeah, happy birthday, Hancock. But
Lay off the dogs,
but
Hancock.
back to what I was saying about Russ. Me and Russ have been friends for years, and Russ is really how I got in the wrestling business. Not Russ. Mike is how I got in the wrestling business. Him and Joey Corman talked to me about 3 hours, telling me how terrible going up and down the roads were, and how horrible independent wrestling was. And after 3 hours of hearing that, I couldn't wait to go to wrestling school, and he sent me in the right direction. And fast forward a few years, he had an idea to put a tag team together with Joey Corman. They were going to wear masks and scrubs and be the medics. They wanted me to be their manager, and that's when Dr. Phil D. Payne was born. And I will tell you that those few months that we were to the medics and Dr. Phil Payne, that it's truthfully the most fun I've ever had with my clothes on. It was awesome. I'm hoping before I'm through in the wrestling business that I'll have a chance to be a manager one more time. I'd love to take off the
They got
referee
the
shirt and be
micro
a
brawlers
manager.
on CMT. You got it.
I could.
You'd be Andre next to him.
That was my career path. I thought that I could get into that and be the Andre the Giant of their circuit.
Pondwater, I worked the tables at Squared Circle Expo last weekend in Indianapolis. So we have a group chat for all of us, and you know, night one I worked Tommy Rich, and that man cracked me up the entire night. Night two, I worked Ultimo Dragon, and they had Ultimo Dragon, Sonny Ono, Jushin Liger, and Tajiri all next to each other. And then the table over was RVD and Sabu. And two things. We were talking about the nervous thing earlier, like meeting stars and being nervous. I had a lull in the line, which Ultimo Dragon was absurdly busy the entire day, but I had a lull in the line. So I'm reorganizing my money bag, and I stand up and I turn around, and there's a woman just standing there staring at him. So I just kind of look at her like, "You need something? You got something I can help you with?" She goes, "No." Okay. Would you like to take a picture of Ultimo Dragon? No. I grew up watching him on TV, and she's older than me, and I'm 40, by the way. But I grew up watching him on TV, and I'm just so overwhelmed right now. I don't think I could say his name. I go, well, it's on the banner behind him. If you forget. Now, is there like? I'm not trying to be rude, but is there something you need here? And she goes, I would just love to shake his hand. I go, just shake his hand. He's not a serial killer. He's been very nice to me all day. He hasn't refused anyone's handshake yet. And he shook her hand, said thank you. And she did the same thing to Justin Liger right next to him. But because of that, and by the way, Ultimo Dragon, great guy. He was super nice the entire day. Sonny Ono also was super nice. But because I worked Ultimo Dragon's table, I did add something to my collection. I got a replica. Actually, this is the same style he wore that night.
Nice. That's cool.
So this is the one he wore. Well, not the one he wore that night, but same style.
Wow.
And he autographed the inside.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cool.
That is so cool.
Well,
Got me an
TJ just
Ultimo
killed it
Dragon.
with bringing the best memorabilia tonight.
That's pretty cool.
You know, if you have a here we got
Uh-oh.
another video.
Got another
Uh-oh.
birthday, Bert.
I'm excited. I'm gonna call Jay-Z. I'm gonna call Jay-Z.
Oh God.
Things in life that I love more
better
than birthday cake, and that is you, Pondwater, you super, you all together wonderful Dave. And today is your birthday, and I just want to tell you how much I love you, how much I appreciate you, and how many things we have in common. My God, we love flair, we love old school wrestling, we love wild tasting potato chips. Oh my gosh, the list goes on, and I could go on, but I know that there's a ton of people that are in line waiting to tell you how much they love you and how much they want to wish you a happy birthday. So I just want to say that out of all the Daves I know, you are the greatest. And I'm thinking about you all the time, and I can't wait to give you a big hug and a super kiss. And wait, hold on. Oh crap. Okay. I gotta go. But I'm being called. So I love you, and try to keep my identity secret. But I'll catch you around. I'll catch you on SmackDown.
So cute.
And if anyone's ever had a hug from Dave Silva, they know there's nothing better than a Dave Silva hug. So that's the best birthday present you're gonna get right there, Dave.
You're
Can I
right.
ask a
love
serious
Dave
question?
Silva. Thank you so much for that.
I got a
So
question,
lost.
TJ. Did you see a young girl and her working the table side, and her
Which
brother,
table?
her little brother's Gus? They were at the Squared Circle Expo. She's a
Which
little kid,
table?
like 8 years old.
Who?
Which table they go to?
It was a young girl. I think her dad probably paid for the table, Nick. But she's Ruby ringside. She's like a little 8-year-old, and she'll do like interviews. She'll have wrestlers come to the table and she'll interview them. I don't know if you saw them anywhere. They're friends of mine.
I did not get to leave Dragon's Table the whole
there
day.
you go.
So,
And if you're at one of these expos and you have the opportunity to get a picture with Ultimo Dragon and Sonny Ono, you should go out of your way to do it. Let me
Absolutely,
tell
yes.
you,
Yep,
we
I
did
agree.
that at WrestleCon in Dallas. I love the Ultimo Dragon. He's probably, if you ask me my favorite luchador from Nitro, my favorite cruiserweight, I go Ultimo Dragon first. And when I got to meet him, it was him and Sonny, and we took the pictures, and we took more than one because Sonny wanted to make sure I was happy with the picture. And then he goes, "Why isn't your wife in the picture with us?" And then he made somebody else take the picture and then got my wife in the picture with us. And I mean, that's just, just wanting to make sure that when you meet them, that you go away from them with just feeling really, really good about what you
That's
do.
cool.
Because they know that you worked hard for the money that you're paying them.
Because not a lot.
And
Some of the wrestlers
they
won't
don't
do
feel
that. They just
entitled
wait till
like,
they get to go.
because sometimes not very many, but there's been a time or two that you get somebody that acted like they were pissed off to be there. They're just getting the money. Come on, let's go. I ain't got, can't even be bothered to smile at you. Huh?
Steiners, that's how they were.
Not to me.
I never saw that in WrestleCade.
And I worked
didn't
Scott
see that
Steiner's
part.
table once, and I never saw him do anybody that
Yeah.
way. Road Warrior Animal did me that way. I mean, we've all had bad experiences. So maybe they're all just one-offs, but it's bad when you look forward to seeing somebody. You go up and you spend your money and you have a bad experience like that. Because there's a reason people say you don't want to meet your heroes.
Right.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I've met enough of them that I didn't leave. I've never walked away from one not being a fan, but I was a little disappointed.
I will say that I finally met my hero a couple of years ago at SummerSlam in Nashville and Bret Hart, and I was worried about how that would go because he can be cantankerous, and it actually went fantastic. He signed my book, and one funny thing, it's a Bret Hart comment. He goes, "Do you actually read this book?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I read it twice. When you got to write another one, brother?"
Who's
I
the
feel
worst
lucky.
celebrity any of y'all ever met?
I feel lucky. I don't know. I've never met anybody that's been really rude.
Celebrity?
I don't think I have
Or
either.
Butch Patrick that played Eddie Munster.
Mm. But he not just want to talk to you or sign anything?
No, he
Well,
was the
never thought you were his
Virgil.
brother.
He was the Virgil of 1960s television.
Mm.
He was very aggressive.
Mm.
He was very aggressive, and he was like walking around. Hey, like there's to be somebody who had one of those spheres that you got in and got spent you would pay to get spent around on one of those spheres.
Right.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, "How about if TV's Eddie Munster traded you a picture for being able to ride it?" Or
Oh,
I mean,
Lord.
or he'd walk
Okay.
up and he'd carny
was
you,
bartering.
carny you for a picture.
Right.
And it just, I don't know, he just came off badly. When you're that was my one interaction that
I'll tell you who I was the most freaked out to meet. I waited on Vader in like 2005 or 6 when I was in college, and I was so freaking scared to death. And he was the sweetest, nicest man to me ever. But he did have a weird request. I brought him out 3 or 4 Coors Lights with raw eggs dropped down in them.
Oh God!
Wow.
Look at Paige.
I was
Look at Paige. He's like, "Ugh."
You gotta get that protein in, I guess.
Man.
I just
was
remember
really
when he
nervous.
shook my hand just went away like it was just a big old bear claw.
Yeah, he made me nervous to meet him, but he was just like a great big teddy bear, all smiles and laughs, and he had the helmet, and he said, "Here, put the helmet on." And he put the helmet on me, and you could see him laughing while I got the helmet on, and
Wasn't that in Charlotte?
yeah, I mean
Yeah.
the helmet swallowed me, but he was such a great guy to meet. I had such a good experience with him.
I met
And,
Vader too. I met him in an elevator at WrestleCade, and Eddie Cheslock, who's now since passed away, he was a big photographer for the NWA back in the in the 80s and 90s. He's like, hey, if you run into Leon, and he's talking like like not even he's talking shoot names. And he's like, hey, if you run into Leon, get me his thing. And like, I knew who he's talking about. So we're in the elevator. And I go, hey, Eddie Cheslock, the photographer, asked me to, if I could get your number for him. And he was with his manager or somebody. He just looked at me and he looked at it. He goes, dude, if you're talking shoot stuff, yeah, here's my number. And I gave it to Eddie. I wrote it down and I gave it to Eddie. But he had no hesitation because I was talking like about somebody he knew. And he was very, very nice. Couldn't have been nicer.
Teppy, can you put Ryan Purvis's comment in the chat up for us to read? I think this might be the funniest comment in the chat all week or all night. The Hart family bear, Terrible Ted, was actually held in my hometown jail. Can you imagine? Here's what I imagine out of that. Stu calling Vince. Hey, Vince, I need bail for Ted. He's stuck in jail.
Well, we're fixing to bring up trivia. We're gonna play trivia here in a minute, but before we do, I'd like to since TJ's in here with us, I want to talk about the filter-free Popcast that dropped today. They are covering 1988 Saturday night's main event.
98.
Is it 98? Yeah, 1998 Saturday night, WCW Saturday night, not Saturday night main event.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
took
say,
my glasses off.
Didn't
And I can't
listen
see
to
my
that
notes.
one. I missed that.
But I wanted to take a minute to put that over. And then I also would like to talk about the TNA Top 10 since T-Weave's here.
Nice.
This week they're talking about the MLB's opening day, the NCAA tournament,
and the
top
best
10 baseball movies.
Yeah, the best
TNA
baseball
Top
movies.
10.
I'm excited.
Yeah, and Amy was on there, and our producer Allison was on there.
I came in just to kind of do a little excerpt of the show Amy asked. That's going to be on the Patreon. And
Terry, I just have one question about the baseball movie show. I'm excited to listen to it, but please tell me that Little Big League made the top 10. I just want to know right now.
Rookie of the year.
I guess you'll have to listen. I don't know that Little Big League made it.
Little Big League
And you
is
know what?
way
It
better
may not
than
have
Rookie
even
of
been
the
an
Year.
option.
See, that's BS. I just want
I just
to
hope Major League is
one baseball movie. Come on.
Major League better be top 5.
Major League better be number 1.
No,
Major
Field
League
of Dreams is number 1. Major League's number 2.
But I wanted to tell y'all. I wanted to tell y'all
personal
about
is the natural.
that these
Well,
two
that's number 3.
podcasts.
There you go.
Go ahead, Dave,
podcasts.
sorry.
These two podcasts are we like to call them our sister podcasts because we're all part of one big family, and we don't charge for our podcast. You get your podcasts wherever you get them. You watch it on YouTube, download it wherever. Nothing's going to change with that. But we've all come together to form the RAM Network, the
That's
Wrestling
right.
and More Network. On patreon.com. You can go there by going to theramnetwork.com. Theramnetwork.com will take you to our Patreon, where you can find all kinds of bonus content, including my passion project, An Audience with the Belt Pope. And I'm going to give you a little taste of it. On this series is we're going to look at I'm going to feature a wrestling belt, and we're going to look at them, and it's not so much the history of the belts and the champions and how much they mean. To me, as a young fan, belts were like art, and they got my attention. It's just it's metal plates on leather, but. And I had a good time doing the first episode. It's now available. I have another one out in a couple weeks, and then we'll probably go monthly with it. I've got 76 belts, so we're going to go on quite an adventure. And it's not like I'm going to take the belt and give you the entire history of the belt and everybody that ever wore the belt and the significance. I mean, it's going to be about how it made me feel inside. I mean, that I saw that belt and I was visually attracted to it. It was just really cool. Some belts I collect for historical purposes. Like I've got, it's kind of like, it's almost like baseball cards that you start trying to collect the whole set. Like if I started putting together the Charlotte Flair wall, I've got every belt Charlotte Flair wore. the Ric Flair wall. I think I'm down to just needing to get one belt to have all the belts that Flair ever had. But you start, sometimes it just gets, it's an obsession that takes over.
Yeah.
And you're trying to put things together. And some you'll just get because they're beautiful. Like the current WWE World Heavyweight title. I got it for no other reason that it's just physically appealing to me.
Yeah.
So an audience with the belt Pope is something that I'm really looking forward to sharing with everybody. And I'm real proud of the first episode. It's not a long watch. It's a little over 12 minutes. Some episodes may be longer, probably not shorter, but it's part of that, what we got going on. And TJ, you want to, TJ, Terry, y'all want to talk about some of the other neat things that we got going on behind the paywall?
Well, me and Miss Amy just recorded the first episode of Power of the Pin, where we interviewed Brian Solomon, who wrote the biography on the Sheik, and he was fantastic. We did about an hour on that. Broke down how he did it, broke down what he thinks of the Sheik. I also found out his next book. Do you guys know what who's covering next in his next book? I do. Gorilla Monsoon.
Oh, I've heard about this book. I've been hearing about it for a year. I just didn't put the name together.
me
So
up.
yes, I cannot wait for that.
But Pondwater, I have 7 belts. I'm not nearly to your level, but easily my favorite 3. I have the AWA world title I got as a birthday present a few years ago, which it's Velcro. It's not even
right
because it was Velcro.
Mine is too.
Mine is.
I've got the Winged Eagle signed by Kevin Nash, who actually signed it Diesel. I didn't even ask him to, but Diesel, Sergeant Slaughter, Bret Hart, and Shawn Michaels. And then
Let me stop you. I'm going to share an interesting Kevin Nash story about the Winged Eagle.
Okay.
In 2005, Kevin Nash was at Wrestle Reunion and he was talking to Reggie Parks, and he was holding a Winged Eagle, talking to Reggie, who that's probably the belt that's Reggie's centerpiece belt. And he's talking to Reggie about it. He tells Reggie, he goes, we used to hate to have to take belt shots with this because the way that the bars were on there, that it would cut them too easy.
Yep.
But he goes, we called it the dime because it looks like a dime. And all of us kind of looked at each other and we're like, son of a bitch, it does look like a dime. So that's kind of our fun Kevin Nash talking to Reggie story about that belt. But go ahead.
My other one, I mean, I've got the Mid-Atlantic title. I've got the IWGP, the old title, but in the 10 pounds of gold that's got signed by Jeff Jarrett, Matt Cardona, and Christian. But I do have the Georgia Championship Wrestling TV title signed by Ronnie Garvin.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Only a couple of guys wore that belt.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot.
No.
But
Jay
Garvin.
Yeah, I love that belt. To me, it's my favorite one in the collection, strictly based off appearance.
Yes.
I
It
agree.
looks so different than any other belt.
And it did then even. It looked
Right.
different then.
Right.
Oh, it stood out to me. I think I even mentioned on my episode that it got my attention. When I got cable, it was one of the first belts that jumped out at me because it was different.
Hey, Pondwater, I just got a message from Ellie. She wants to make sure that she wishes you happy birthday.
Oh, tell Ellie I appreciate that.
Ellie is my niece, and Pondwater hosted me and my sister and my niece Ellie. We came down to watch a show in Vicksburg, and she very much had a good time. She got to wear some belts, and she had a good time.
All right, let's get before we play.
Oh, we got a birthday alert.
I'm sticking with Jay-Z.
Corey Ryan, first off, you're welcome for the ratings bump you're currently getting. Secondly, as you can see, I'm out here in the peaceful tranquility of the park. I come out here to get peace of mind, and then Tep told me I had to make a video for you, and thinking about Dave is really ruining the atmosphere, not gonna lie. Dave Miller, Super Dave, Pondwater, he's got a lot of names, folks. Really just depends on what child support check he's trying to get out of paying that month. Of course, I'm kidding, Pondwater, I love you. And I gotta tell you, when Tep told me that you were 58, I was like, okay, he's doing a lot better than what I thought. Like, I was thinking you were in your 40s this whole time, just kind of looking like that. But 58, no, it's good, brother. Oh, what is 58 in getting shot in the head years? Dave, you know I'm busting balls. I can't get out of here with saying, first off, sincere happy birthday to you. And for those that do not know, if you are a fan of mine, as the Buttercream Dream, you owe all of that to Super Dave. He is the first person to ever send me a wrestling belt, and at the end of the day, it was just a nice gesture to one of his buddies who was the only one in a group chat who didn't have a wrestling belt. It was very sweet and accidentally changed the trajectory of my life. And for that, and many other things, I love you so much, buddy. So here's to another 58 more, huh? How about that? But don't eat all the Cheetos on your route because they're not healthy. And I know that if you don't take your health seriously, you won't achieve your lifelong goal of outliving all of the Von Erichs.
Oh,
Damn. Well,
Okay.
Damn.
That was the best
Hey,
one,
Paige,
Ozzy.
that's worse than any shit we talk.
hey, Corey Ryan Forster, I love him.
You know what
He's
I love
so
about
talented.
it is that he didn't rehearse any of that. That all came right off the top of his damn head.
Coming in hot at the end, though. Heavens to Betsy.
And the Buttercream Dream that he gives me credit for that, just giving him that belt is, and that belt that I gave him appeared on the MTV Movie Awards. He's sitting up on stage with Leslie Jones, had it over his shoulder.
Oh,
It was
I don't know what the joke was, but about the bullet in the head. That I don't even remember the joke now, but I popped so hard it was so damn.
What's 58 years old and shot in the head?
Oh,
years?
in shot, yeah. That was the best.
Hey, I heard that story like 23, 24 years ago. You know, I'll tell you my favorite Super Dave story, and then I'm going to head out because, I mean, everybody, I know there's probably more people. We went to WrestleMania 30. Dave said, you know, he was close, and we kind of met up. So, hey, Dave, you want a drink? We ain't been around each other in a while. He's like, yeah, sure. So I go up and I go, hey, let's get a Crown and Coke. I go, let's do doubles, you know.
Oh, no.
And it was like, I mean, they're this big. I mean, nothing big, you know, small cup.
You got to
And the girl
cook like
goes,
that in school.
yeah. And
You
she
drink
goes,
at school, in
"Two of
elementary
them."
school.
I go, double Crown and Coke, please. Okay. She pours it. She goes, that'll be $32. And Dave
It
goes,
was at a
"My
little
goodness."
kiosk.
I'm like, I mean, literally, I mean, as big as this mouse. I mean,
Yeah, it
he
was
goes,
at a
"I can't let
kiosk
you do that."
right
It
outside
was
of
in those
Access.
it was in those little cocktail like clear plastic cups.
Oh
like
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was a little,
And then
like
we're
a little
drinking them
solo
and we're
cup,
sipping
little
them.
translucent
we-
solo cup.
Yes, and we walk up to the gate and we're just sipping on them. The girl goes, "You can't take those in." We just paid $32 for that. Chug.
So we
Well, the
finished
good
our
thing
drink,
is
and then I got my picture taken with Bob Backlund, and we went back in.
Yep.
The good thing is it wasn't much of a chug. You didn't have to sit
Wait.
there and chug it too long.
Hold on. We didn't emphasize nearly enough. You just glossed past it all casual like. Where the fuck did you find Bob Backlund?
Yeah, he's just hanging out.
They had him he was outside of Access doing photo ops.
Yep.
And the photo op company that had him there could put your picture came out with you and him on the cover of WWE magazine.
Yes.
Well, you made it seem like he's just wandering the food court at the stadium.
No.
Bob
But he
was
was
pissed
so
'cause
nice,
he got a $33 drink too.
And he asked me where I was from, and I told him Texas, and he talked about his time in Amarillo. And Bob Backlund never struck me as the type of wrestler that would have been in rough and tumble Amarillo, Texas, feuding with the Funks and the and the Briscoes. So I mean, I stood up and had a really great conversation with him.
Yes.
What did he say about his time down there, Dave?
Just that's where he cut his teeth and had great memories of the Funks. And
I don't think Bob Backlund is remembered as like a tough guy shooter, but I feel like
Well,
if he
he
got in a
is.
scrap, you wouldn't want to screw with
Yeah.
him too much.
Yeah.
And
I'm
they
pretty
talked
sure he
about
was
it.
Missouri
Jerry
champion.
Briscoe. Jerry Briscoe's talked about it. Jack Briscoe's talked about it. All the guys have talked about it. He was a fitness freak. There was
Oh,
an
yeah.
episode online where he did the Harvard step test through the whole
He does
show. And they're
that,
like,
yeah.
dude, that's a shoot. He did it the whole time. He was doing with the wheel, you know, and he did that for like an hour without stopping. I mean,
Yeah.
just
I
insane.
think it was Bruce that told the story about he kept hearing something knocking on his hotel wall, and it was Bob doing those damn step ups on a chair against the wall in the
Yeah.
morning.
I mean, some of these guys are insane about their training, and you know, you hear all about, especially now. I think more so this time of year, and I think it's really come out over the years. Before big shows, the guys step it up, you know. And I think I think, in my opinion, if I remember right, Sean was the first guy talking about people trained harder for WrestleMania. And then you would look back into things and how people would look different, because they looked in better shape, because they were on the bigger stage. Now they have, every PLE is every other weekend and every company has them. But, the amount what wrestlers go through, and I have to hear it at work and from all my friends all the time, they don't respect what they go through. And I don't look, football athletes and basketball, that's great. They get catered to, they have everything handed to them, they fly on all this other stuff. They don't do nothing for themselves. Professional wrestlers, unless you're like the top guys flying on the jet, you're doing it on your own. You're in that car every night. And people don't understand that.
And the physicality that they take is way worse than an NFL player because they're doing it every damn night, getting slammed on wood planks. I mean, it doesn't feel good.
The only way I can describe it, and I try to tell this, you're a live action stuntman. That's all. That's the best way to put it. And it's not really a stunt because but that's the best. The only way I can get people to understand is you're a live action stuntman, and you get up afterwards. There is no second take.
It honestly hurts, but
it almost makes you mad when people say, "Oh, that's a trampoline" or whatever. Go ask Hulk Hogan, whose finishing move was a leg drop, and his hip and back is so effed up that he can barely walk right now.
Go to a Legends convention and watch how these guys get around. Go look at Mick Foley.
Yeah,
look at Brutus Beefcake.
Yeah,
dude, Ox Baker. I took him out of his wheelchair in Charlotte. Helped him get into bed. He was bad off. All these guys.
Let's play trivia, y'all.
Walked like Quasimodo, and he made a career on not doing shit for the entire 90s. He didn't do anything.
All right, trivia.
It's time for Amy's trivia. Think you have the facts. Let's play and see.
So we're going to do trivia just a little bit different in honor of Pondwater's birthday. It is called BDA. Before, during, or after Pondwater.
Oh, this is like BC and AD.
So wait, you actually dug up like 1930s wrestling questions?
Yes.
Well,
George Hackenschmidt is going to be the answer.
George Hackenschmidt and in Comiskey Park.
Actually, I am going to. I don't know if Stephanie was able to get this to work out because it's different. Okay, I'm going to give you an item, and you will just need to decide if it was invented before, during, or after 1966.
I like
so
this.
BDA.
This is great.
I feel like
All right.
Russ is going to win because he's got some years on it.
Oh, he just met this guy.
Throwing a shot at somebody besides the birthday boy here.
Hey, don't let Mike Page fool you. He's got some years on him too.
Page is full of useless knowledge. Trust me.
All right. First one is the cordless drill or cordless power tools. Oh, don't look at all of them. Just look at one at a time.
After.
Did you use that today?
After.
So wait a minute.
Okay.
What year was Dave born?
66.
So this is before or after?
7.
Huh? He was born 1966.
I'm going to say cordless power tools after. Was late 70s. I'm going to say was cordless power tools.
The first cordless drill was developed by Black & Decker in 1961.
What?
Yes.
Dave,
what was it?
How about-
73 pounds?
Yeah, that battery must have been hellacious.
Weighing 302 pounds.
That had one
Hold
of those
on,
big old. It had one of those big old flashlight batteries in it. Those square ones.
Look how convenient this is. Let me get my backpack.
No kidding.
Would not have got that one.
How about the glue stick? Was
Before.
it invented before,
Before.
during, or after?
Paige, that's one of your
That's got-
favorite things.
Before.
Like the 1950s.
Dave, what'd you say?
It's way before.
Yeah,
The
before.
glue stick was actually invented in 1969. So it was after Dave.
Oh,
We are so bad
Of
at
course,
this.
his ass. You mixed them. You mixed up the first two.
How could they not get glue to stick together for kids?
DJ's already
but
questioning
you gotta
the
think about
integrity of
two.
the trivia contest.
I know. Just because y'all get them wrong, y'all already.
We got to get a
terrible.
Bluetooth sponsorship for Amy's trivia.
Okay. How about the Barbie doll?
Before.
I'm going to say
Very good.
I quit.
I'm going to go
I'm going
after.
during on this one. During.
Super
Okay.
Dave played
What
with
does
us.
That's a
during
good-
mean?
that's a
While
good
his mom
choice.
was in labor?
No,
I'm going to go during too.
Y'all
I think
funny.
during is a good pick.
The Barbie doll was invented in 1959. So very good.
Oh,
It was definitely after. How about NyQuil? The medicine NyQuil. When was it invented?
That was in the
Before,
70s.
During, or after?
After.
It was after.
that was a medicine.
Dave?
My mom told me that was a treat that I got every night.
I'd say before. I would think before.
Is that
Yeah,
after the
'cause
strange man came over, Justin?
NyQuil was actually invented in 1966. So it
Oh.
was during.
It's during.
There you go.
During.
Well, now we know how Dave
How
was
about-
conceived.
Exactly.
His
Actually,
mom got fed a bunch of NyQuil.
how about Valium? The medicine
Oh, there you
Valium, the
go.
nerve.
That's
Valium.
after, because after I was born, there became a need for it for
I
my
want to say,
I say
you know what,
before.
Dave? We're all going to say
I'm going
after, and
before.
Amy's going to say some nerd doctor.
I'm
come up
going
with this.
before
I'm
because
saying
we're wrong
before,
every
yeah.
time. I'm going before.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what I'm. That's
Valium,
what I'm doing.
I think Valium's mentioned in Hey Babe, Take a Walk on the Wild Side, so I'm going to say before.
I feel like Elvis did Valium in 1959, so I'm going to go before.
Valium was invented in 1961. So it was
There you go.
before.
Here we go.
How about the Twister game?
Before.
Way before.
Well, that's how Paige got it. Never mind.
Before.
See,
I'm going to say after. I thought that was a thing.
I'm
That
going
was
to
in
say
I think
after.
late 60s, I think that was.
I want to say after. I think Dave remembers it as a kid, but that doesn't mean it was made when he was before he was born.
I think that was late 60s. So I'm going to say after, but not far after.
The
Yeah.
Twister game actually came out in 1966. So it was during
Okay.
Oh,
the
close.
year
you were
of his
close.
birth.
There was some quality stuff that
That's
came out
what
in
during.
66.
Yes. How about the hula
We know
hoop?
what wasn't. Anyway.
Before.
Do you know when the hula hoop was invented?
Before.
Oh,
That
that's
was in the
before.
50s.
That's
Before,
the
yes.
50s.
Yeah, before.
Yeah.
So right around Dave's birthday in the 50s.
Very good. It was 1958 was the invention of the hula hoop. And I think the Ziploc.
Now, see, I
Yeah.
think that's after.
Those
I'm going to go
Ziploc bags.
during here. I'm gonna
That's
go
how
during.
Dave took specimens home.
That's a risky move, TJ. I'm going before.
I think it's after. They if we couldn't figure out the glue stick, we ain't got Ziploc figured out yet.
Dave, what'd you think?
Ziploc's after.
It is. It was invented in 1968.
Boom.
I believe the last one,
Bitch.
I don't think we've talked about the handheld calculator.
That's
A Texas
after. And I'm even
Instrument.
going to say that's
After.
1977.
Let me ask.
Before
let me-
77, but it's after.
or let me
It's
ask.
in the
Let me ask
70s.
Russ.
A handheld.
Russ.
Yeah.
Russ, what did they use before the handheld? Was there a desk held? Like, what was the calculator?
It was
look
against
An
the whole
abacus.
entire room.
The abacus.
Abacus.
Oh,
what
that's
we
why I
use.
sucked in math as a kid. Okay, I'm gonna
And
say
I'm going to say during. I'm going with during.
I'm going
During?
during.
It was actually invented in 1967.
Oh,
Just
Man,
after.
that was a tough one right there.
I
Wow.
remember getting one. I remember getting one as a Christmas present, and it was a Texas Instruments,
Mhm.
and that damn thing was almost $50.
Yeah,
You were
Texas
41
Yeah,
then. You had to learn how somehow.
And I remember getting it was a big deal that I got one, and my dad said, "You got a calculator, and all you're learning how to do is type hello on it, turn it upside down, and spell
Boobies.
hello."
boobs. Boobs is what we always did upside down.
All the
Boobs.
stuff our
Oh.
parents said to us, we're saying to the generation now.
Exactly. So the next question that we're going to do is food and beverage. Same
Oh
thing.
hell
You're
yeah!
gonna
Let's do
you're
it.
going to decide if it was invented before, during, or after 1966. All righty. Doritos.
That
After.
is after.
Ever.
Dave.
I'm gonna go
Actually,
1970
I'm-
for Doritos.
I'm gonna go
And I got to
during.
get this one because I work for the company. I'm saying Doritos was before.
I'm gonna go during.
Before.
Doritos were invented in 1966. It was
Yes.
during.
I hate this game.
Oh,
How about Pop-Tarts? When do you think Pop-Tarts were invented? Before,
I think that was after.
during, or
Bills.
after?
After.
It's after, but can you believe they're making an entire movie about Pop-Tarts right now?
Really?
Oh,
They
wow.
should.
Was anyone that curious?
No.
Yes.
I like the show, The Food That Built America. I like watching those.
Yeah, I
That
watch
is
all of
Dave?
that stuff. That's why I'm interested.
We're making
Dave?
Allison hungry.
Pop-Tarts
no
is
kidding.
Pop-Tarts is before.
Dave, you are correct. They were invented in 1964.
I don't like this game.
How
I'm glad
about
nobody's keeping score.
exactly?
shit.
How about Manwich? When
I'm
do you
looking
think
at it.
Manwich?
After,
Manwich was
because it's a
invented?
spin-off of Sloppy Joe. Sloppy
Paige,
Joe
that's your
would have been
favorite
before.
position.
Fan off.
I agree. I think it's
Manwich?
after. No, that's
Paige's
my
favorite.
favorite
Is
position.
Efren still here?
It's my favorite position. I'm going to go after.
I
I'm
think
I'll
you
also
say
would.
going
after.
after.
70s.
Yes, y'all are very smart to go with the birthday boy, but it was invented in 1969.
I remember we used to get the Sloppy Joe in the can that actually said Sloppy Joe,
Yep.
and
Mhm.
it might have been Libby's, but I remember that it had like a swirl on the can, on the top, painted on it. And when Manwich came out, it was like I remember that might be the first thing I ever remember of something being competition.
This is thoughts from a man that grew up with a family grocery store.
That's true. How about
I remember the
Marshmallow?
commercials.
How about Marshmallow Peeps?
Before.
Any idea
Oh,
when
Peeps.
they were?
Peeps is still
After.
before.
That's
Oh,
been
way
before.
before.
I
I'd be
think it's.
surprised if it went way before.
My
I
dad
think
loved
it's.
those.
I'm going to go during.
Before.
Dave is correct. They were actually invented in 1954. They've been
Wow.
around a long, long time.
They have been
I-
shitty for a long time.
And hey, TJ was also right on that one.
You
There you
were.
go.
I'm sorry. I'm
Jeez.
sorry. TJ was right also.
It's about time,
Drink-
TJ.
Just because it's his birthday doesn't mean you give him all the credit. My birthday was last weekend. This is bullshit.
Send him some Pop-Tarts for his birthday.
Promise
maybe
to
he'll-
do better.
Some Lucky
I'm
Charms
very
coming up.
sorry. How about Pringles?
Oh,
What do you
that's
think?
after.
I
After.
think it's after.
I think it's after.
After.
I'm gonna go
You are
during.
all. Oh, I was going to say it came out in 1968.
Oh, horse's ass.
There it is.
Bugle. How about Bugles? What do y'all think about Bugles?
I think
After.
bugles are even later. I go after.
After.
Before.
Dave, what you think?
I think they were before.
I'm going before.
Actually,
Don't
I'm gonna
forg-
say they were during.
Dave, I was going to say, don't forget you can pick during because Bugles came out in 1966.
You can't give him that hint.
During is
No,
a
I
risky
did it before
move,
she
but it
gave the
pays
hint.
off.
What about Sprite? When do you think
Sprite, I
Sprite
feel
came
like
out?
that was
After.
a Coca-Cola answer to Mountain Dew in the
Yeah, that was
80s or
after.
late 70s. So it's after, I think.
Dave, what are you thinking?
I'm going after.
Sprite
Early
actually
70s.
came out in 1961. It was one of the first ones that came out.
Woo!
Yay!
I refuse to accept the. I don't accept that.
Well, you can be
How
wrong
about-
in your Bengals mug. That's fine.
How about those awesome Jelly Bellies?
What
do you
about
think
my?
Jelly-
What about this one, TJ? Is that?
It's also trash.
Jelly Bellies. I think Jelly
Yeah.
Bellies were after.
Before.
I got to go after because I think there was the regular jelly bean, and then Jelly Belly was late to the game. Is my thought
During.
on that.
Yeah,
Before.
I don't remember Jelly Bellies as a Ute.
I don't eat them.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jelly Bellies did not come out until 1976.
That's right.
Whoa.
That's right.
Yes, so
Shut the front door.
after, definitely correct. All right, all the favorites. Lucky Charms. When did we
Before.
get that cereal?
Before.
That was in the 60s at some point. I'd say probably after Dave,
Yeah.
just after
I
Dave.
might say during. I remember seeing the
During.
commercials.
That's
Oh,
a good
commercials were
point. Yeah.
commercials were a big player on Saturday morning cartoons. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say after. I'm gonna say like 1968.
I don't think it's after. It's either before or during, and I go with Dave. I'm going to go during on that.
But see, Cheerios dominated for so long, and Wheaties.
Actually, Lucky Charms came out in 1964.
Wow.
Oh, I knew it was before or during. It was right. Yeah. It's
You
been
guys say
around.
I'm old.
Catch Lucky. Catch Lucky.
Lucky-
He's got the Lucky Charms. Was a big player on Saturday morning cartoons.
I bet. How
I
about
think
Rice-A-Roni?
The San
I would-
Francisco treat.
Before.
Yes,
Oh.
Rice-A-Roni.
Oh, that's
It's
old. That's
before.
been around a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
But
like
is it-
that was during the Great
58,
Depression era when
59.
Dave was born. So I feel like
Old
that's
school
been a
song
while.
and everything.
The Rice-A-Roni's
Oh.
got to be older than me because I remember
San
Mom fixing it when I was a
Franciscan
little kid.
I think Rusty said 58,
58 or
59.
59.
It
Yeah.
came out in 1958.
The year before Buddy Holly died.
The flavor
Exactly.
can't be beat. Rice.
How about Quaker
Roni,
Instant
the San
Oatmeal?
Francisco treat.
That's been in the 40s or 50s. Well,
I think that's
Instant?
well,
That's different.
Instant.
Instant is
Yes.
probably in the late 60s, early 70s.
After. Yeah.
during.
After.
Dave, what
What-
you thinking?
I was singing. Which one are we doing?
We're doing
Oatmeal,
Quaker
instant
Instant
oatmeal.
Oatmeal.
Oh, that's been around since Christ was a corporal.
The
Instant
Oat-
though, Dave. Instant
Instant.
though.
Are you talking about steel cut oats or instant
God.
oats? Dave?
Still cut.
I still
oats.
think it's older than me.
It came out in 1966, so it was
Oh,
during.
Yes, during wins, baby. I think if we kept score, I'm winning this bitch.
How about Colt 45 malt liquor?
Before.
You know, I remember
People always been drinking.
Red Fox used to do the commercials. Billy D. Williams did the commercials.
Red Fox did the commercials and
Before.
win, Dave.
Oh, yeah. Colt 45 malt liquor. Yeah.
Or it would have been when I could remember.
Two zigzags, baby. That's all.
I think Billy D.
Dynamite.
Williams drove a car down a ski lift.
Yes.
But I
Interesting.
think
That
it
was
was
in the 80s.
Wasn't that where they whistled and went?
I'm thinking though that if it got big in
Really
the
older than
80s,
me.
it had to start in the 60s probably.
But I know that those commercials were in the 70s, early 70s.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go after.
I'm
It
gonna
was
go after.
actually invented and came out in 1963.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. And it is
That was the thing I was trying to say. Like it got big in the 70s and 80s, so it had to come out a good bit before it got big.
right.
Yeah,
and
you're not
that-
seeing
and-
malt liquor commercials anymore.
And Colt,
No.
yeah, really. Colt 45 is actually in reference to a player on the Baltimore Colts. It's not a reference to a gun of any kind. So,
Well, here's
Just
what's
a little-
fun. Here's what's
Uh-oh.
fun. In 1962, when the Mets became a team,
Mhm.
the second team in that expansion draft was the Houston Colt 45s.
45s.
Yep, Houston Colt 45s, but that was a gun.
Yeah, but that's how I know Colt 45 malt liquor was right after.
Yeah.
Joe
The
Morgan.
first time
played-
the first alcohol I ever drank was Schlitz malt liquor, the
mm,
Bull.
I think that's an interesting point that Amy made. We all think like TJ, Colt 45, thinking that's a gun, whereas
I would have thought it was
it's
a gun
not.
too.
It's
Yeah,
not.
it is
It's
not.
a player for the Colts, and then probably the year after this song was wrote, they moved.
Do we know the player for the Colts?
let me think. I think it was number 45, but let me look.
No shit.
Wow.
Uh-oh. Hey, Dave, pucker up, asshole.
No kidding.
Is-
I put this together and you want to be a dick? Okay, fine.
No.
Hey,
Wow.
hey, none of you guys ever lived till you see Pondwater power walking out of a Hummer drunk, can't see, can't barely move, power walking at his brother with his face painted because he
Jerry
fell asleep in the Hummer.
Jerry Hill wore number 45.
There it is, Jerry Hill. All right,
So-
our last one, Amy, is Frosted Mini Wheats.
Frosted Mini Wheats. I put this on there because that was such controversy on the TNA Top 10 because
Yes.
between that and Raisin
And
Bran
you
and
know
some of
what?
the
I know
other things
Andrew
that we
has
picked.
hate for Frosted Mini Wheats. I love Frosted Mini Wheats. I love the blueberry version especially.
I do too.
I-
But do you know when did they come out? Was it before?
I think that they're
during,
going to be, I think it's an after. Because I think there would have been mini wheats in the 60s, but there wouldn't have been
I
a
think it's in
frost.
the 70s.
Allison Faye, how dare you?
No kidding. Those are
Hey,
really,
if y'all want to hear a
what is
lot
that?
about this, y'all, there's an episode of our show a few weeks back.
Yes,
You can listen.
on
You
this.
make your mouth.
Plenty of
First of
opinions
all-
about horrible cereal, Raisin Bran included.
Raisin Bran is
AJ.
good. I mean,
Raisin
hold on.
Bran and Frosty Mini Wheats are for winners. Okay.
I agree.
Second of all, frosted mini wheats. So shredded wheats well before.
Yes.
Frosted mini wheats after.
That's what I was getting ready to tell you, TJ. I feel like the shredded wheat was a thing in the 60s, but there was no frost until
Correct.
after. Yeah.
Actually, 1969.
Wow.
Until
There it
cocaine
is.
took off.
We were right.
Hey, but how many of you guys like grape nuts?
I would probably eat them.
I love
I'm a
grape nuts.
no. I'm a no on grape nuts.
You know, I think their marketing. I think the commercial kind of, and it became a joke on the Yul Gibbons doing the grape nuts commercials.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like it made it real like natural and stuff, and that was not appealing to a young child. I mean, give me my Cheerios with that inch of sugar in the bottom of the bowl that I'm just digging down through the milk to the sugar.
Yes,
eating straight sugar out of the bottom of the bowl.
Exactly.
Terry,
My
I have a
grandmother got me
question.
into grape nuts when I was like 7 years old, so I've eaten them ever since.
Terry, I have a question on the rankings for the cereal. Is anything considered about if you have to put sugar on it to make it good? Does that
It's not
lose
good.
points? Because I feel like Raisin Bran is in that category. Cheerios
No,
sometimes is
stop
in
it.
that
Cheerios, yes, for sure.
Raisin Bran has sugar already on the raisins.
Well, maybe my
So it's
fat
really
ass
up to
is
the voter. We don't, we don't have criteria. You know,
What
we
are you,
try to
seven?
stay out of
is
that.
good too.
What are you,
Cinnamon
8
Toast
years
Crunch
old?
is good.
I
All
mean,
right, we
the
have
greatest
another question.
greatest cereal of all time is Sugar Frosted Flakes.
I will give you that. Yeah.
I think that
Hey, and I'm gonna tell you what, everybody knows that AWA commentator Lee Marshall was the voice of Tony the Tiger.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Can any of y'all tell me who the voice of Tony the Tiger was before him?
Well, we're not that old. Like you,
The
so
guy
think
that
I
did
can.
the Transformer voice.
No.
Oh, I thought it was Casey
He was one
Kasem.
of them.
Wasn't it Willard Scott?
No.
Oh,
Jason was
no, he was
Scooby-Doo.
McDonald's.
The
He
guy
was
that
McDonald's
sings
man.
the guy that sings "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch" was Tony the Tiger.
Oh, you know what?
The
Yes,
first Tony the Tiger.
I do remember that.
And at Christmas, I could tell you what his name was.
Well, like I
Jim
said,
Carrey.
if you want to hear about the top 10 baseball movies, if you want to hear about the top 10 cereals, check out Terry and Andrew over at the TNA Top 10 show. And we have a commercial to show you from Big Time Belts. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh,
I have
never
more
mind. We're back on
questions.
trivia.
Oh, sorry.
Thought
No,
we
we
were
don't.
done.
We
I'm
have a
sorry.
question.
It's okay. It's okay. Now this is a little bit shorter. Anyway, a celebrity name, and now you have to decide if they were born before, during, or after 1966. So the first one is Mike Tyson.
Thank
Mike
you, Ryan.
Tyson before.
He's 58 now.
Wait a
So
minute.
maybe after 68. That'd be 68.
So he's during. He's during.
Yeah, during. There you go.
Very good.
No, I think Tyson was born in 67.
He was born in 1966. He is the same age as Pondwater.
Oh, wow.
Good job, Dave.
How about Cindy Crawford?
Pondwater
Before.
can still kick his ass.
Before.
What is this?
Cindy
Who?
Cindy
Crawford.
Crawford.
After.
Dave, what do you
After.
think?
After.
She is
After.
actually born in 1966. She is the same
Oh,
age
really?
as Pondwater Dave.
Are all these 1966?
No.
No,
I
I'm
hope
older
that
than
This is
you.
bullshit.
Dave, I hope that Cindy Crawford looks as good as you at this age one day.
Oh my God.
How about
What?
Deion Sanders?
I'm
How old-
older than Dion. I think I'm a year older than Dion.
Yeah,
I'm
Dion
sorry,
was
after.
drafted in
Dion to me
80.
is Mr. Overrated, so I don't care for him.
Well,
I
I don't know
agree.
because Dion was when was he drafted? 88.
Yeah, I think that seems right. 89 by
Year
the
89.
Falcons.
So
He was
he's
what, 69
after,
then?
he's after, yeah.
Yeah.
He is. Dave was
And
correct.
I agree with Russ. I'd rather not talk about him.
Yeah.
Dave is 1 year older than Dion. He was born in 1967. How about Charlie Sheen?
Before.
I'm old. I think I'm older than Charlie Sheen.
I think that Charlie Sheen is God 58. No, I think he's older than Dave.
Looking at Charlie Sheen, if you are older than Charlie Sheen, he should be fucking ashamed of himself.
I think that Charlie Sheen is older than Dave, but he does have tiger blood, which makes him younger.
I'm older than Charlie Sheen.
No.
You are not older than
Oh.
Charlie Sheen. He is older by 1 year. He was born in
Okay.
I'm banging this
1965.
game, Amy.
That's a hard 59, though.
Yes, it
Did
is.
That ain't you ain't shitting.
It was aided. Amy, we said before the show that I was going to kill this. I'm killing it right
You've
now.
done really good.
Ryan Purvis says that he can honestly say that he'd rather be me than Charlie Sheen.
That's kind of well, yeah. I mean,
I
Charlie
would
Sheen
rather
definitely
be
has
Dave.
some issues.
I think we would all rather be Dave than Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, right
Even
now.
with the colonoscopy today, I'd rather be Dave than Charlie Sheen.
I also enjoy that we've gone this entire trivia game, and the audience has been fairly good about not posting answers in the chat.
Yeah.
Dave in the HSV shows up.
There it is.
What are
Hey,
you
I post
doing?
answers
He's
in the
good.
chat
He's
all the
googling is
time.
what he's doing.
He put it in the David Kyle Google machine.
He's that guy on Twitter. Well, actually,
That's
if
right.
you want to be technical, he was born in 1967.
We got one last lady to talk about here, Sandra Bullock.
Well, we got Julia Roberts first.
Oh, I thought we did her. Julia Roberts. I'm sorry.
Julia Roberts is my first crush.
Would definitely would. Oh, that's not what we
Absolutely.
were asking.
No.
During.
I think she's older than me though.
I'm
I
going
think
during.
she is too. I'm going.
I think
I'm going
during.
before. I'm going to go
During.
before. 1 year
Julia
before.
Same
is
day
what I'm
even.
going.
Julia
This is like
Roberts
Price is
Wow.
Right. I'm going with
was
99
born in
cents.
1967. So she
Oh.
is a year younger.
Ah.
TV was like, I'll go one further. They were born the same day.
Might as well.
I think Sandra Bullock was born in 1964.
Yeah,
I was gonna
Bullock.
say,
I knew
last-
Sandra Bullock was older than me.
Yeah.
Yes, she
Well,
is. We'll
is
go
she?
ahead. Yeah, she is. She was born in
I would have thought she
1960.
was
Yeah.
younger than Dave.
Yeah.
Nope, she was.
Man, she's old. Oh, sorry.
Man.
I was never a Julia Roberts fan. I think she's a great actress, but I'm not into her at all. No.
Oh, are you
Sandra
kidding me?
Bullock
The way
was
she
hot as
dresses,
shit in Speed.
12-year-old me watching how she dresses in Aaron Brockovich. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
And
just,
there's one final question, and it is actually wrestling. So we have two lists. It says from this list of wrestlers who are not born in 1966. Okay, so
Mhm.
between Art Barr, Bill
Mhm.
Goldberg, Tatanka, and Bill DeMont, which one of these four was not born in 1966?
God, that's hard.
Barr and Yokozuna.
I'm gonna say it was Tatanka.
Yeah,
I'm
first
going to
column,
say
just the first
that
column.
was first column. My first thought was Tatanka.
I'm going to say Art Barr. I think she's trying to throw us off because he died so young. I'm going Art
Well,
Barr
it
here.
could be.
I thought Tatanka was older than me.
Might be
You,
Bill
Dave,
DeMott,
you are
actually.
correct. It
There
is
it is.
Tatanka. He was born in 1965,
Yeah.
and everybody else was 1966.
Well, he was on the
Wow.
wrestling showcase. He was on the wrestling showcase, and I think I Googled his age that day because I thought he looked really good for his age, and I was wondering how much older he was than me.
All right. Next
right.
list, you have Bull Nakano, who's going into the Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
Yokozuna, Mike Chioda, and JBL. One of these is not born in 1966. Which one?
Well,
It's-
Kyoto doesn't matter because he's a referee. So after
think
that,
it's
I'm going Yokozuna.
Yokozuna.
I'd say
Yokozuna.
I think me and
That's my
Kyoto are the
answer.
same age.
I'm going the great Kokina, Yokozuna.
Nerd. Excuse me.
This person was born in 1968, and you will see them go into the Hall of Fame this year. It is Bull
Bull
Nakano.
Nakano.
Oh wow!
Nakano. Wow.
So, Dave, I hope you really enjoyed your trivia. I wanted to do something different for you, and I thought that was kind of fun.
It
So-
was fun. It's still
was
hard
great.
though. We got to get a Blue Chew sponsorship for Amy's trivia. Amy's trivia powered by Blue Chew.
there you go.
Absolutely.
I do my
Dave, this
best.
has been such a fun night. Amy, thank you so much once again.
Uh-oh.
here we
There
go.
we go.
It's
That's a
got to
great
be
end.
Jay-Z.
We got a birthday alert, everyone. What's the video, Teppy? She's going to tell us, I promise.
We just wanted to pop in and say happy birthday to you, brother. You're the best ref ever. I don't want to hear any arguments. happy 21st birthday, my man, and many more. Take care.
Thank you, Gianni. That's Gianni.
There it is, Gianni
Did
Martello.
you say 21st birthday? 21st
He'll be in
birthday?
Charlotte with us this year.
And
Man, Teppy's been holding on to that one. Wow.
but before we got another video
You
alert.
got another one? And the last one called you 21 because he's an ass kisser.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. Don't hate TJ.
Water Dave, what do I say to you on your birthday? It's taken me a couple days to think about this and figure out what I wanted to say. And I was going to talk about how old you are because, you know, you're old. I was going to talk about your golden eye because you've got a golden eye. I was going to talk about some of the silly Southern shit you say all the time that makes me laugh. But I decided against that. None of those things. Instead, I'll just say this. My life's better because you're in it. Happy birthday, buddy.
That's a nice one from Dawkins. Who showed up tonight too?
I know, that was sweet.
Yes, Dawkins is a very sweet guy. He's an Ohio guy like me. We're good people.
That's where I'm at.
Best.
Columbus,
He's
Ohio.
in Indianapolis now where he, God's country.
We cause each other to spend a lot of money because, like, I'll see something Andre related and I'll say, "Hey, you got this? You know about this?" And he'll find stuff. I mean, because he's got a huge Andre the Giant collection. And then he'll see something in a store and he'll like, "Hey, you got this?" Or something rare Von Erich pops up somewhere and he'll reach out to me and we look out for each other that way.
I'm also tickled that an attorney filmed you a happy birthday video whilst they were driving.
There you go. Guys, I got to take off. I got to get to bed. Dave, happy birthday, brother. Thank you guys very much for having me on. It was a pleasure and an honor to be
Thanks
here.
for coming, Russ.
Who means the world to me.
Love you, buddy.
Nice.
Take care, guys. Love you guys. Take care.
Bye.
Hey, Paige, cook me a pizza.
Not no more.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I'll take
Still there.
Hey, Super Dave. I've been to think of some smart ass things to say to kind of roast you for this birthday video, but we do that shit every day anyway. So instead, I wanted to say that I consider it an honor to call you my friend. And I think you're one of the nicest, most genuine people I've ever met. And happy 58th birthday. And not just from me, but from Rowdy as well. Although I don't know. Maybe he's not all that into it. But anyway, I love you, buddy. And happy birthday. Cheers.
There you go. Jeff Jewett.
And he's drinking and driving. So you've got some great friends.
He's driving that doo-doo truck drunk
Dude,
right now.
I've been friends with Jeff. I've been friends with Jeff for 20 years. I ain't never seen him sober.
Pondwater, I also see someone was trying to make a run in the waiting room. They just ran off. So never mind for the moment.
He left?
Oh, he's back. He's back.
He's back.
You ready? You ready for this?
There he
You
is.
just talked to him for an hour. How do you have a birthday video too?
I mean, sometimes
Ephraim, when you get off here in 5 minutes, Ephraim, we want a birthday video from you.
But change shirts so it looks good.
I offered to come out of a cake for Shivani half naked at Top Guy Weekend, but I think we should get. We should
do a cheers for Dave, right?
A semi-anally colonoscopy check for Pondwater Dave. Now, in your defense, Pondwater, you were at the first Top Guy Weekend. You were already out like a light, so like you were already halfway there through the procedure.
I carried him up, and he did get a procedure that night. He just didn't know it.
Hi, everyone.
Hi,
Happy birthday, Pondwater.
Thank you so much, Efren. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Efren, the host of the game event on Premier Streaming Network.
That's me. I have my glass that Everett got me. Single pour, double pour, my uncle's pour.
Yes.
At the top. Yes.
Gotta love it.
Did you have a nice birthday, Pondwater?
I've had the best birthday. I felt the love for sure.
Okay, so that's an absolute lie because you were like fingered in like 8 different ways. So you were.
Let me tell you something. At this age, I even told him that. I said, Because heck, I fell asleep when they were before they took me in. They handed me the remote control to the television. I was asleep before they ever gave me any anesthesia. And then they put that warm blanket on me, and it was over.
Was this
'Cause I'm at
you?
the age where
Was
I
this
can
you?
take a nap
Hold
anyway.
on. Was this you? How's you doing back there, huh?
Come on
yeah, it's
in.
my birthday, so if you want to
Come
give a
on in.
little.
Yeah.
It was.
I mean,
Okay, and I need to call in for the next 3 days.
I feel like
Hi,
Dave-
Mike, because T. William, Justin, Amy, great shirt. TJ, fabulous.
Hello.
Efren, I feel like that Dave wanted to go to sleep so fast just because he was ready to eat. He's like, just put me to sleep so I can eat a fucking cheeseburger.
Well, it's not the worst part is getting ready for it. But
Yeah,
I was
we know.
starving. I mean,
You're not telling me anything I don't know.
it was horrible.
No, that was a setup.
You know what I'm going to ask for my next colonoscopy? Awake pills. Amy, you roll your eyes at me one more time. This is her. I'll say a sentence. Amy's like this. I'll say another sentence. And then I'll get on my knees and look in the room.
Listen, we're just past Easter weekend, Efren. You got to take it easy on her. She's got her candles lit.
I got my candles going.
Well, it's not Lent anymore, so he's just letting loose.
I'm lit. So that.
Look, excuse me, sir. What kind of anesthesia do you prefer? Actually, do you have Mountain Dew?
Efren,
Since you're all, I need Jolt since you're already doing it to me in the back, right?
Efren, so some of the guests that have been on here, I've asked, and I want to ask you the same question.
Okay, let me interrupt you right there. You didn't ask anything when Conrad was on. As
I did.
always.
I asked him this question, and I'm going to ask you the same.
No, I
question.
heard it. Go ahead.
Your favorite experience with Pondwater Dave?
I can't tell it.
Bye, Mike. You left. Mike.
Well, one that you can tell.
I don't blame you, Mike. It did get too gay in here, didn't it? Right. Good thing.
Well, no, we're having to kind of rotate some people in and out because we can only have so many on the screen, and we've had
10 to be honest. 9.
Drop,
9.
Well, I was going to say we've done that. I'm not saying he left for any.
Yeah, really? Because you have 4 extra spots, so he didn't need to leave.
Efren, don't you hate it when a good group party is limited to 9?
I'm not. I'll be part of the 9. I'm just not invited to with the other 8. Pondwater, my best story for you, I can't tell in public, and to be honest, I honest to God don't think you remember. That's how hammered you were.
And once again, your prostate got tickled with.
Hey, some of the best times I can remember. Was that Brad Paisley song? All of the best times I can't remember. Alcohol.
It must have been the same. Here's what I'm thinking. Was this the same weekend that he passed out at Top Guy weekend? Because
yes, it was like an hour or two before.
Teppy, that was the weekend Teppy let him out uncontrolled, and you saw what happened. Now she babysits him. She makes sure that shit don't happen anymore.
He was added to one of my lists though, with our so.
Oh, you made the list, Dave. Congratulations. There's another.
Pondwater, you did make the list. That's not a joke.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
I still believe that somebody slipped me something that weekend.
That's what he just told you.
Dave,
No, I mean
let me say,
and now TJ's gone after talking about me leaving. Okay, that's fine too.
Dave, if I'm the prosecution attorney here and I was there for part of this, you and I can't remember who the third person was. I think I do remember now. It was JD's brother, Mike Hoop. The 3 of us did 2 shots at the bar randomly just because we decided to, because we all met up at the same time. And then about an hour later, you were asleep and Tony Khan was taking pictures with you. So, or whoever. So it's like, I don't feel like anyone slipped anything.
No, you. Oh, wait a minute. Look, here's a birthday wish right here.
Oh,
Oh,
And
that's
my daughter.
sweet.
Sarah
Thank
talks
you.
Big Brother.
Thank you,
Sarah,
baby.
I used to watch the hell out of Big Brother back in the day. Me and my ex-boyfriend and our best friend used to get together and we would watch Big Brother and then watch Big Brother after night and pay the extra. So, I don't do that anymore, but I did love
I
Big
should
Brother.
send her a link so she could come on and tell you all about her podcast.
Yeah, Big Brother podcast.
Well, and now they've gotten into more reality. I mean, it's all reality based. They're
Yeah.
covering a lot of reality shows, not just Big Brother.
Oh, I got you.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
Big Brother's still on. Jesus.
It's still rolling, bro. People love it.
Is
I
Julie
love it.
Chen still hosting?
That's a good question. Is Julie still there? I think she is.
Speaking of
Oh.
trivia, Big Brother during, before, or after Pondwater Dave?
Way
But barely after. It seems like it's been on forever.
It actually came out in 1968. So good job, you.
I Love Lucy, Andy Griffith,
Big Brother.
Big Brother.
Right
Man,
after
I
the
thought-
Waltons every Thursday night, right? No.
That was a fun trivia, Amy. That was fun. 1966. Holy hell, Dave. You was born 6 years after my dad.
You was born.
Be my dad almost.
Well, I'll tell you that two of the greatest television shows ever came out in 1966.
You were born. Sorry, Efren.
Batman came out in 1966.
Well, oh my God.
Uh-huh.
And Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's get back to Batman. More
Now, that is
importantly,
the best
Robin.
Star Trek.
Batman, that just so campy.
The Robin Show.
I mean, I mean, everybody in Hollywood wanted to be on Batman.
Did
And
you love
I've actually got the
Bonanza,
box
Dave?
set. I've got all the episodes, and they send you a script from one of the shows that you can read as you watch the episode, just so you can see how much Cesar Romero improvised as the Joker.
Our buddy Caesar had it in his contract not to shave his mustache. So if you look at the Joker makeup that he had, you could see his mustache painted over.
Dave, were you a Bonanza fan?
I did watch Bonanza.
I
used to watch all those westerns, the Saturday afternoon westerns.
Yeah. My dad was a huge Bonanza fan, and one of my favorite memories as a kid is in 1990 when I went to kindergarten. We had split kindergarten, so you went in the mornings or you went in the afternoons, and I went in the afternoons. And my dad was working second shift, so he was like waking up in the morning, and we would watch Bonanza every morning, and he would make me breakfast, and we would watch Bonanza. And I just remember those days of watching Bonanza. It was so much
What would
fun.
he make for breakfast?
My dad was pretty limited on the cooking style. It was like pancakes and eggs, and that was it. For dinner, there was two choices: spaghetti or hot dogs. That was if mom was not home.
You were rich.
I used to watch Bonanza, The Big Valley, The Rifleman, Maverick, and The Big Valley. No, not The Big Valley.
Say it again.
Did you watch the Big Valley?
And then and then before, and at 9 o'clock at night before Saturday Night Wrestling, The Wild Wild West.
I have watched literally zero of those shows ever.
Wow.
Yeah, when I got old enough to
All
shoot
right.
a shotgun got old enough to shoot a shotgun that you cock that way, I tried doing that and it doesn't work like it did on the Rifleman. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that I didn't have it closed one time and mashed the crap out of my finger when I pulled the trigger.
My dad still sits home and watches Andy Griffith and Bonanza and Gunsmoke every day. I'm like, you've seen all these episodes 100 times. And I swear to God, if I get to be an old man and I sit there and watch all the episodes of Seinfeld, Efren, every day, just tell me to stop.
No, I
mean-
won't, because that's a good day.
No, that's excellent. What are you talking about?
Okay, guys, I gotta go. I love you. I love you. I love you. Happy birthday,
Thank you,
Pondwater. Love you. Love
See
you.
ya, Efren.
Talk
Love
to you
you.
soon.
Efren.
And my daughter's podcast is Wicked Unscripted. If you're into reality television, check
There it
out
is.
Wicked Unscripted. Her and Abigail do a great job on that. They're covering Survivor 46 right now. They just wrapped the trailer.
Oh,
Didn't I just say season Survivor was in season 46 as a joke?
No, that's not a joke. It's crazy. It's been going on so long, and they do like 2 seasons a year, right? So that's about
Yeah, I
right.
mean, and she said Jeff, did Julie Chin still on there?
Mm-hmm.
Julie Chen, yeah, she is, I think, still on there.
And
You know, I quit watching Survivor after Richard won, the one gay guy that won $1 million at the very beginning. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Or, and I don't think I've watched it much after that, but
I couldn't get into it,
I was
and
gonna
I'd
say,
like to be into it because it would be something I'd have to share with my daughter.
right. But
I'll
now
tell
they're
you
doing
this.
Because she's
something.
so into it, I just can't get into it. I've tried.
She's almost 500 subscribers ahead of you guys.
I'll tell you the thing that I've gotten into watching lately is all these selling things. All these rich real estate agents selling the Hamptons, selling
Yeah.
the I don't know why, but I like watching that stuff. I guess I like to see how the other people live.
Really? Well, as we all know, even though Pondwater is 10 years older, we all know I get tired. And
Well, I've got to
Oh,
do
yeah.
this. I'm contractually obligated to do
yes,
this.
do the belt. Do the
Big
Yeah, we
belt.
time
gotta do
belts,
the belts.
y'all. We're talking about me being the belt pope.
Big time belts.
So it's unnatural that Big Time Belts is sponsoring our pod. Big Time Belts, Facebook.com. Look for the group. Big Time Belts. Mohammed Zubair is making high quality belts at low prices. The Las Vegas champion went to Big Time Belts. Our good friend Tim Robinson went to Big Time Belts and got his dream belt for AMW, his promotion that's been out of business for a long time.
Great.
He always wanted his own belts, and now he's made his belt dreams come true. He's on his third one, y'all. He's on his third one. He's got the bug.
Belt or promotion?
No, his belt. But I guarantee you, he gets those belts. He's going to promote another show. I'm calling it now. If he doesn't do it in 2024, he'll do it in 2025. There will be an AMW reunion show.
Called out now.
That's
There
my
it is.
prediction, and I predict that I will drive to Texas to be the referee for it.
Nice.
The Manchester Player of the Week. He struts ass around campus.
Yes, he does.
With his belt over his shoulder.
It's in Ohio, so all 9 of them on campus.
That's right.
He walks around. He walks around with that belt over his shoulder. He walks up to the cheerleaders. Said, "What's up, ladies? The champ is here." Then he has to go to the office, talk to the counselor. A little sensitivity training because you can't do that anymore.
Both
I will
cheerleaders
say,
and one of them.
Mississippi.
Dave, before you go, hold on, Dave. Before you go,
Yeah.
I will say, as a former high school baseball coach, I wish I would have done this show 8 years ago when I was coaching, and I could have bought a belt. And anytime someone hit a home run, you get to hold that thing up when you go in the dugout. That would have been awesome. So that is an opportunity for you coaches out there to do.
Definitely.
My granddaughter's softball team loves it because they played a team where when they hit a home run against them, the team was waiting and they put a crown on their head when they got back to the plate. But they're so much cooler with their belt. The Mississippi Seawolves with joint partnership with the Gulf Coast Wrestling down in Bay Springs, Mississippi. They've got, and I've held this belt. I've held that belt. It's high quality. The colors are vibrant.
I love that belt. I think it
Artwork's
just shows you
unique.
how much fun you can have with a belt if you want to have fun with it. That's
Conrad did a tongue-in-cheek joke about Pakistan because they do so many bootleg belts over there. With but they also do they do custom belts, they do promotion belts, they do original belts. Look at the A14 Grand Champion Tag Team Champions.
I love how big the front plates are. You just don't see a belt like that. I've never seen a belt that big and tall. That's in the big and tall section.
That's
of the
along
belt.
the veins of the NWA television. I mean, the original NWA 6-man belts kind of were like that. The OCW Southern Heritage Wrestling Champion came from Big Time Belts, and the PCW.
I like that one a lot.
This is the.
That's
Look
the
at that! Look at that
Keith
quality.
Taylor
Look at that quality of that tree on the main plate.
I like that one a lot.
This is his masterpiece. But go to
Detail and
Facebook.com, Big Time Belts, and we'll make your belt dreams come true. And we want to thank Big Time Belts for sponsoring our show.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Again,
That belt
if you
just
can add
reminds me
color,
of.
if you can add color to a belt and really pull it off, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
just love
colorblind, but I know those are bold colors.
what I love about
I
that
can't
belt.
tell you what
This
colors they
gray
are, but
right here is the best gray of all of these.
If you listen to last week's show, you heard me and Amy explaining the colors of that belt to Dave. But TJ, what I love about that belt is the collars of the dark blue and the light blue
Yes.
and the orange that pops, the palmetto tree. It is what I call a new version of like a new gen version of what a belt should look like.
Yes.
I also think if you were the champion of San Diego, that would be a great belt to have right there. It just feels like a coastal town belt, but it's a beautiful belt for sure.
Palmetto Championship Wrestling's running in South Carolina, and y'all should go out of your way to
Yes,
check them
right
out.
there. All right.
I want to
Well,
thank
Dave,
everybody that joined us tonight, all my friends. I'm telling you, I'm blessed to have every one of y'all in my life. The chat, too many to mention. I saw people popping in that you would take a second to go out of your way to send me some well wishes. You've made this old man feel extremely loved today, and I can't thank y'all enough. I love every one of y'all. JD Hoop, please tell me that you got that picture generated into a
let's cover
PDF.
that before we go. And that got put on Twitter today, and I said, I hope there's white smoke coming out of Mississippi. And that was just from the colonoscopy doctor's office.
We're gonna vamp for just a second.
Oh, we're good at that.
Well, I just want to say while we do that, I think this has been such a fun episode. This is our longest episode. We've been doing this now for over a year, Amy. This is our longest episode of all time by a long shot. But we've done that because this has been just a Dave, this is your life of people dropping in, from Conrad Thompson to Jeff Jewett to just Dave Silva with his video, which I love. Freaking Corey Ryan Forrester's video was fantastic. Just a fun show to celebrate Dave and who we all love. So,
Definitely.
Dave,
Well,
did I kill enough time?
I'm diligent. She's on it.
She's got one more present.
I tried to send it to her earlier in the show, and I didn't send. I just put it in there to be sent.
And I think a great birthday present everybody could give you is to go to the Talking Wrestling with Pondwater Dave YouTube channel and
Please.
subscribe.
Right.
Like, subscribe, share.
And leave a
PWD.
review. Please leave a review too. Don't forget to do
No,
that.
I mean, but you don't have to. If that's too much for you, don't worry about the review. Just subscribe. pwdpod.com. K-Dog. Chris
Dave,
McDonald.
I did want to give Teppy some credit. When I saw your video for your new show, The Pope, I could see that Teppy was working her production skills. I loved your backdrop, and you almost had a Pope podium. I loved
that was her idea to shoot it behind the bar.
See, I knew Teppy. I knew you didn't think of it. I knew
We're gonna,
Teppy
in the
was
weeks to come, and the episodes to come, we're gonna start moving it around the man cave. I'm gonna do some walking around and incorporating more of the man cave
There
into
it is. There's
the
JD
great
Hoop.
JD Hoop, who cannot. I mean, there's nothing this man can't do.
Correct.
I hope you're watching. This is a picture of the belt Pope.
My God, it is just so good. You almost look like John Paul, the Pope there.
I mean, I'm gonna have this done by
now.
Painter. I'm gonna send this to Painter Live.
I mean, he does. He kind of has that
This is gonna
look.
be. I mean, I'm gonna get this. This is gonna be a prominently displayed piece of artwork.
It needs to be framed. It does need to be framed for sure, and
I
put
mean,
some lights
he
on
is-
that thing, Dave.
JD Hoop did our logo. He's doing wrestling gear that you see on Raw.
He's doing our weekly show art.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean he did our the Ram Network logo. I mean
He
the
did
man
our-
has
yeah.
he has
Teppy,
talent.
don't take that picture away because I want to talk about the details real quick.
But he
I want to
is-
give JD Hoop his love. Can I just say this, Dave, real fast?
Do it.
I love the coat and how it's a referee stripe robe coat. There's a Pope thing on his neck, which is awesome. And then the belts in the background. It is, and he's got the big gold on, of course. It is just a masterpiece, JD Hoop. Thank you so much.
Definitely.
Do you have the picture handy that it replaced the 20-year-old Pope Super Dave picture that was made 20 years ago? My friend Shane Kovac is the one that came up with that. Just called me the belt Pope in one of the groups back in the early days of belt collecting, and he just superimposed my face on the Pope, and he put a belt on the top of his staff, and it's been a running joke for 20 years, but this right here, I mean, like, I would actually like to get with gear maker extraordinaire Clint Stevens. Well, I mean, we could talk to since JD designed it, maybe even DJ Rod. I'd like to have the jacket. The jacket. The referee
Oh yeah, you
jacket
can get
is
that
badass.
made. You
That's
seem to
the
know a
original.
couple guys.
That's the original. So you can see that the 2024 version by JD Hoop is the gold standard now.
All right, so
Of belt Pope pictures.
JD, I don't want to say this. Dave, cover your ears. JD, for his 60th birthday, maybe we could get this thing made. I just want to say.
So
that would be fantastic. That would be your own flare robe, like F a flare robe. I got my own robe made by JD Hoop.
I'd wear it to the ring and hang it on a ring post. If Aubrey Edwards can have entrance music, I can have a referee jacket.
But if we can again just talk about JD Hoop and this man's immense talent for a minute, we asked him to start doing our artwork like 2 months ago because the guy we were using had some issues in his life come up, and he's going to come back at some point. He's just not doing it right now. So we asked JD to do it because we know JD is talented, and this is the first one he gives us. I mean, the dude just crushes it. It's ridiculous.
See, and I know he's so busy. I don't ask him to do show art, and that's why Tep does them every week. I always hate to ask him to do something because I know he's so slam-packed busy. But I'd ask him how he made a song, and he said, "Oh, you need a song?" And like 30 minutes later, I had a song, and that's what the Talking Wrestling theme song came from JD Hoop.
You know how famous JD is? That is my name. I grew up, my grandpa called me that. I've had to switch. You guys got to call me Justin now because I'm not the famous JD. There's a famous JD, and it's not
Yeah,
me.
he's something. and I'm just thrilled to death that he's our friend, and I love him to death, and just in awe. I mean, it just it blows my mind that I mean I said it once, I'll say it again. Truly, he has talent on loan from God himself.
Mm-hmm.
He really does.
I mean, I just can't. I think when I see everything that he does, it's incredible.
He gave us a sneak peek of something that was going to be worn on SmackDown or something this coming week, and then I saw it. I was like, "Oh yeah, that looks exactly what I thought it's going to look like, and it's fantastic." That white and purple that the boys wore on SmackDown the other night. Fantastic, JD.
I will
So
tell
thank you so much. And that this picture, it made my day. When I saw it this morning, I couldn't wait for Steph to get out of the shower so I could show it to her.
The first Sweet Life we ever did was the Royal Rumble in St. Louis a few years ago. And I remember being at the hotel, being outside with both hoops, smoking cigars. I don't remember much after that, but I do remember that. Actually, I believe right after that's when I got drunk and got chopped by Moonshine Mantell. So
I worked with him recently. I do not want to get chopped by him.
He is a great guy, but he's a walking boulder, and getting chopped by him is like getting hit by a truck. What is that?
That's the actual moonshine that he sells at his gimmick table.
Oh, he is a wonderful human being. Unless you wrestle him, then he's a real dick.
I've known him for years. I mean, his transformation over the years is, I mean, he's committed to really working his body. And I mean, when you think professional wrestler, he looks like a professional wrestler.
Dave, I know it's your birthday, but we don't want to get Amy divorced. So do we want to go home here soon?
Take it home.
All right.
I can't thank.
First of all,
I want to thank
want-
everyone. We'll get back to business as usual next week. Thank y'all for indulging me in my vanity project tonight. We've had a great time. I didn't know that many people were going to show up. We were just kind of flying by the seat of our pants. We didn't even get into our WrestleMania predictions.
No, we didn't, and
I predict it's going to be fun. That's what I predict.
So,
yeah,
Definitely.
May do this again tomorrow night and do WrestleMania predictions.
Well, aren't we going to do WrestleMania predictions on the Ram Network? Aren't we doing them
on the pre-show?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're gonna do a bonus show for I think a pre and a post WrestleMania thing on the Ram Network. So if you're paying for the Patreon, you can pick that up. Dave, do we want to promote anything about next week?
Not yet.
Okay, not yet. He says it's his birthday. He can do what he wants to, as the song
That's
says.
right. That's
you'll just have to tune in.
That's right. So for
just tune in, y'all. You know you're gonna love it.
That's right. We've never let
We
you
got
down so
182
far.
people still watching right now, and that blows my mind.
I mean, we had Conrad Thompson on tonight. We had, of course, the legend TJ Stevens on tonight. I mean, we've had all kinds of people. I'm just saying, TJ, don't put yourself down. I just want to say thank you to everyone listening. The great JD Hoop, Terry Weaver, Mark. All these people on the chat. Terry, thank you for coming in here. He's, of course, part of our thing over there on the Patreon with the TNA. And, of course, TJ, listen to their guys over there with Dave and Timmy. For all of these people, for myself, for Dave, for Amy, please take care of yourself and each other. So long, everyone.